Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone's Friday going? How's everyone's Friday, huh? Huh? Is my mic loud? What's going on? I'm like hitting the reds right now. What's going on here? Hold on. What if I did that? My mic loud? Is this loud? Am I chilling? I tend to yell sometimes. Who's ready for PvP ranked? Bro, I low-key am, bro. I'm kind of ready, bro. Freaking ready. Let me tell you. I can't wait to put down my troopers. My flame troopers. My shock troopers. My troopers. What up, Dante? Let me. I can put it down, let me tell you. Mic loud? Hold on. How about I lower it down a little? Is this too quiet? Is this fine? Not too loud? I'm hitting like the red on my mic right now. Bright color shirt, hair combo code. You want me to change, Hobby? You want me to change? This is what you want from me? This is what you want from me, man? This is what you want from me? Man. FNAF wardrobe stream. Bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Hold on. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I own perhaps maybe 7 different shirts in which 4 of them are just black t-shirts. I also own only about 5 pairs of pants. And sometimes I wear them twice. In the sense of like I wear them on a Monday and then I wear them on a Tuesday. I think it's weird for people who wear pants just once and then they just like wash them. I'm pretty sure that's like not a good thing to do. Like, you're not supposed to do that. Especially like denim jeans. Like, denim jeans are supposed to be kind of like dirty. No? In the sense, not like crazy dirty. Like, if you got like muck on them and shit, like black tar heroin, yeah, you're gonna clean them. Little bleach, little, you know, all that stuff. What about 4 black sweatpants that you wear all the time? I don't own a single pair of black sweatpants. Yeah, you got soft hands, Ape. What are you talking about, bro? These are working hands. These are barbecue hands. These are barbecue hands. That's what I got. What do you think if they went through a different approach to make units stronger? Every level up grants 15 points. The stronger the attack, the more expensive the attack and the unit. It's an interesting concept. It's an interesting concept. I don't know. I don't know how I would think about that. Great way to segue this. Today we are going to be doing I don't know if you've seen lately in the past week or so, we've put out a survey link. You probably see it in Donor General. You probably saw it in general. Probably saw it on my YouTube channel, Atlas's, in maybe your guys' Discords or something. Your guild leaders might have sent you it. But basically, we've asked the community, the BN community, I would say probably just like the Discord community, if all, that just different questions, different ideas, different thoughts of, what kind of content do you like? What kind of content would you like to see? Do you think Madrona's doing a fantastic job? Do you think they're doing a bad job? Do you think Z2's better or something? We didn't ask that question. We all know Z2 did not do great. They made the game. They made the foundation, but let me tell you, Madrona's taking it and they're launching away. But yeah, we asked a bunch of different questions and you guys definitely answered a bunch of them, and it helped us a lot to kind of see what you guys are thinking, community-wise are thinking. I think we have about like 400 responses. I could be wrong, maybe a little less than that. But it's a good handful. It's a good handful. Also, if Madrona rebalances the Wimp, I will laugh. Not Tapjoy. I love Tapjoy. Honestly, that's what I'm waiting for. I want Tapjoy to come back. I want to get some free nanos, bro. I need some free nanos. Madrona is Z3. I saw that. Someone said that, and someone screenshot and sent it to me. Funniest thing to me. I don't think they are Z3, bro. I don't think that's true, but by all means. But yeah, that's what we have planned today. We have guests going to be joining us for that stream. It's going to be Murph, it's going to be King, Atlas, and Denis. Basically the guild. The guild. Yeah, they're going to be joining us today. I'm probably going to be hopping into the VC soon with them. I think 2 of them are in there right now. I think Denis coming a little bit late, and I believe Atlas might be coming on a little late too. I could be wrong. I know Denis. What the fuck is that Olive Garden, bro? He's not even sharing breadsticks. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Anyways, I don't know what if they're ready or not, to be honest. I don't know if we're gonna get this show on the road, and I don't want to start without at least half the group. Half the group is there right now in VC. But maybe in the meantime, you guys can watch. Hold on. You can watch me play my low-level account. And watch me farm for just a little bit, until maybe we'll join when Atlas joins the V. What the fuck? What? Oh, that fight was gone already. But yeah, we've asked a handful of questions. It's FNAP. This is my free-to-play account. Free-to-play content coming soon. Trust me. I'm working on it. I was in a depressive state, and now I've come to the light, and I realized I should bring this count back so I can hopefully PvP myself at some times. I'm surprised you haven't dabbled into infected units. What do you mean? I haven't dabbled into infected units? Like on this free play account? Proto Cannoneers are godsend. Yeah, but like I have to spend nanopods. I don't have any black nanos on this account. I got 0. I gotta wait until the next event. I gotta wait until October. Imagine they just didn't bring back the infected. Just vaulted it. Just gone. just gone. You know? I got my Cannoneers to rank 2. I don't think I'm going to be able to use a level 24 comp to beat the AC. I'm going to keep it a buck. I think is GG's. Don't say that. I need more maulers. How many maulers you got right now? How many more maulers you got? Or how many maulers you got? Yeah, but if you think about it, what the fuck? Why is my mic peaking? Hold on. Let me change this. Yeah, but if you think about it, you're transferring 25 nanos for a non-premium unit at random. Think of it as a lottery. Oh, yeah. So basically, you're just trying to play on my gambling aspect. We played How to Fish, and let me tell you, we burned so much fish money on just well, actually, I don't think I can say we. It was mainly me. I spent all the money. I did it. It was me. But I also won a lot of money at the same time. I would recommend playing play How to Fish. It's really fun, especially if you get a good group. But yeah, how's you guys' Fridays going? You know? You guys got any weekend plans? Next week, it's the Girlfriend and I's anniversary. 4 years. 4 years together. Guys, it's my longest relationship. I don't know how I haven't fucked it up. But we're here. We're alive. It's great. It's not 4 years yet. It's next week. I think it's like Sunday, I think. So yeah, college football. Are you playing in the college football tomahawk? Fucking, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you have a good time. I know you're going to be out drinking. Don't drink too much. You should have a liquid IV before you start drinking and then take a liquid IV after. Do not mix the liquid IV into your alcoholic drink. It does nothing. It may help like a tiny bit, but it actually like messes you up more. From what I've heard. From doctor friends. Actually, I don't think they're doctors. Today sponsor, I would love. Oh my god, bro. I would nut if I had Liquid IV as a sponsor. Bro, the passion fruit, ugh. It's so good. I love me a Liquid IV, bro. I love it. Not just watching. Okay. Knock on wood, you don't fuck it up classically. I don't think I will. I think we're kind of like locked in the sense. We're locked in. I think we're fine. I just kind of have to figure out like where we eat. Like for dinner and stuff, you know? What up, Bibble? How you doing? Bibble? How you doing on this fine afternoon? And time to be alive on this fantastic weekend. I worked on a video today. It's honestly been a good Friday. I had a little nap. Did some barbecue work. All that jazz. Sadly, the barbecue video we just posted isn't doing so hot. So, thanks. Great, I get rage bait. I get to rage bait Doge all night. Yikes. He's gonna get upset. New Star Wars game is gas. I saw that. The new Star Wars game, that I've never really played like Star Wars games, but that one does look gas, not gonna lie. That one does look gas. I've been kind of in like the mindset of thank you for the likes. I see that. Warthog with the trophies. 1,000 trophy cakes. Yo, thank you, brother. I'm assuming you play Halo. Oh my god, let me tell you. I listened to the opening intro when you like open up Halo 3. Cinema. It was amazing. I just sat in my chair, I closed my eyes, and it was beautiful. It was immaculate, let me tell you. Immaculate. I loved every second of it. Blame Star Wars Zero Company. Well, we got a scrim. I think I'm gonna turn the BN Hideout into like a scrim PvP server. I feel like BN Hideout has like zero purpose besides like if you want to like shit talk people, you could do it there instead of the main Discord. Like I'm fine with people shit talking each other in the BN Hideout, unless like it gets to a point to where like they're just like throwing shit at each other and it's not like actual good burns or something. Then I'll step in and be like, okay, look, this is going nowhere. It's a he say, she say type of situation. This is not fun anymore. It's not entertaining. It's not even like drama. It's just two pigs in the mud, you know? But maybe I gotta turn it into a PvP server. I think I might work on that. Might have to work on that. Okay, I don't know where Atlas is at, but I might go ahead and join the Discord server with them really quick. I'm gonna finish up these last two. Damn, he called the whole BN Hideout pigs. Whoa, I didn't call them pigs. I called them the young boar. Get it right. Get it right. Get it right. Yo, Ally Cannoneer's kind of ripped, bro. Level 25 doing that much damage. What up, Dom? How you doing? I'm doing a tournament. Winner gets one plate of lunch from L&L here in Hawaii. You gonna like DoorDash that shit to me? Lots devs on you think we get an update. They're not in chat, but they on. Honestly, I was kind of hoping for an update today. I think they said what? They said something about, what is it called? The PvP rank coming in August, like late August. I'm assuming there might be like a little bit delay, which I'm fine with. Again, when it comes to PvP rank, I'd rather it be like done correctly or the best to their ability than it being rushed and then we get some like really shitty system, right? Let's find out in 5 minutes. Did they all just jump into the Discord right now? I swear, if the devs are all sitting there eating Jollibee, I'll end this fucking stream right now. I'll end this stream fucking right now. Last time they announced something at 7 p.m. Wait, really? Wait. Are you saying they're announcing something at 7 p.m.? Or are you saying the last time... Wait, last time they announced something at... Oh, you're saying the last announcement was at 7 p.m. Okay. Alright, we're gonna jump in the VC with them. I think we jump in the VC. Get the show on the road, get it started. I have to pick up some equipment later on, too. Guys, I have a question as well. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of debate before we jump into the VC because it's in a different Discord. It's not the BN Hideout. I thought about it. I don't like the idea of having like my own Discord because I feel like that's like funny in the sense. But I've seen other creators have their own and how they can do community events and all that such. And I thought maybe I should make my own. I made my own Discord. I won't lie. We're going to be using that Discord today. It's literally just called the Banap Discord. Oh, shit. I'm fucking things up. Hold on. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I don't know why it's like... Okay, well, we're going to just show it off like that. So, yeah, I made my own Discord. Wait, that's kind of jank. Hold on. I made my own Discord. Would you guys be interested in joining this or not? It'd be basically a place where like I can host my own events. maybe we have giveaways as well. So like if you look here, like giveaways, we haven't done any giveaways. There's literally no one in here. There's literally no one in here. It's literally just 4 fucking people. That's just it. So I might post the link. I might not. I don't know. I just want to let you guys know I have my own Discord, but I haven't invited really anyone besides the people who are going to be on stream today. But I was thinking we're gonna do like giveaways. I was thinking like monthly giveaways, like $50 monthly giveaways. Like I buy you $50 worth of nanos type of deal. What's it called? Discord Nitro, that type of stuff, Patreon stuff, all that stuff. Better find some mods quick. Yeah, I have no fucking mods, 0 mods, nothing, fucking nothing. It's gonna be kind of like hell probably for the first like fucking week. But yeah, there's not a lot. There's also Reggie's massive dick hole. Yeah. That's a classic Murph move right there. I know that's not King, because it would have said like young boar massive dick hole or something instead. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna drop the link yet, but I just wanted to bring it up. That's all. Also, if you get banned from like any of the Twitch, if you get banned by Dune, you can appeal here, and then I'm gonna read it on stream and judge you. And then yeah, so there's a lot of different things, content suggestions, whatever. But yeah, it's just gonna be kind of that type of stuff. I don't know yet. I'm still kind of thinking about it. I feel like I shouldn't, because I'm still kind of like warming up to all this. So yeah, I don't know yet, but just to let you guys know.
Oh,
hello. What?
Hello.
You didn't hear what that was?
What happened? What just
Nothing.
happened?
We were talking about Michelle Obama.
Yeah, we were.
As per usual. Are we starting this or waiting like for at least Atlas? I feel like we should at least wait for one more person.
There, he's coming. Denny's coming. He's at fucking Olive Garden. So
Well,
like, you know.
He said he's gonna be like an hour, so that's like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's Denny time. So like, you know.
I think that's even slower.
We wait for a minute. We'll get him here. See what he's doing.
All right then, that's fine. I'm gonna switch to my talk show host setup.
Talk show. Is he not trying to stream the free to play life?
Huh? No, you can still see the free to play. It's right there. Yeah, you want to watch me kill 3 raiders and
Day in the life of a free to play. I get on and do my 3 encounters.
yeah, that's no joke. That's no joke. What it is.
Hey, how about you show the stream this image? I'm gonna post it in the media chat.
Is it gonna be a fucking pig? Is that?
No. He got your fit on though.
Yeah, it's a pig then. I fucking knew
true.
it, bro. Okay, King says I look like this, guys.
Nah, he's got your haircut. Come on. That's endearing.
Do I look like that? I don't think I look like that.
Accurate, low key.
That was one person.
All I need is one.
That was one person. I can see it. Who is the other guy besides Murph? That's King. That is King. He is a part of the... Is that your brother? No, it's not my brother.
That's your brother.
Not my brother.
Yeah, I'm just taking the stream guy. I'm here.
That's crazy. That is crazy. IRL. Oh god, bro.
Yeah,
King
that
speaks
pig's name is Chucky, guys, in case you're curious. He's Chucky. He's on Facebook. You can go look him up.
Talk one more time, King. I think you're a little low,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, shout out for him, you know? Gotta support the lesser creators.
Oh, yeah.
Loki the pig's got like 40,000 followers.
Damn.
That's
Damn.
what you need.
I just stole Alex's shit, bro. A dip and run. Is he a
Honestly,
furry?
doesn't
I was asked if I was a furry before I joined.
What's
What?
happening?
Oh yeah, Dante just joined our guild. Who asked you if you were a furry?
Is that a leak for the skin for the boar? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a leak. It's definitely a leak. We're just waiting on
Atlas said
Atlas,
he's gonna
guys.
be like 29 minutes.
29 minutes?
Yeah.
I feel like we just opened up the conversation then.
Yeah, we could open up a bit. We don't have to go over the data till he's here, though. We could just go
Yeah.
over some of the comments people made.
Do you want to read
Wanna do
some?
that?
You want to read some?
Yeah, of
go
course.
for
There's a
it.
lot. I mean, I should pretense this that. Put the link in the chat so if anyone
Oh
else
yeah,
wants to
yeah. You pinned it, right?
comment. Yeah, it's pinned in there. If anyone else wants to comment on this,
Is it the first one
if
or
you
the
haven't
second
done
one?
the survey, do the survey now because I'm gonna close it once we start.
The first one or second one?
I could just generate your new link if you want. But yeah, it's the first one. But here, can I post this in the chat? Or I'm gonna get banned in your thing.
I don't think you can, and I would try to fix it, but then I have to go down the rabbit hole of auto,
Yeah, but then
like
that's work, I
auto mod.
know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, I'm posting in the thing. You can
yeah. I'll copy and paste it. I'll pin it.
get
I'll
it
pin
here.
it.
Yeah, I'll just post it here. It's in the voice chat channel.
What am I looking at here, Murph? What is this?
Don't worry about it.
It's like black tar
You might have had
heroin,
something
bro.
else there.
That's Pineapple from 1965.
Is it one of those videos where they're like, I found this can of pineapples from the
No, it's-
military
yeah,
and opened
it's
it
the
up?
MRE
No, he
guy.
bought it. He bought
Oh.
it.
He went out of his way to eat it.
Botulism.
Wait, where'd you post link?
It's in voice chat channel.
Oh. Alright, guys, if you guys haven't filled out the forum... Oh, wait, I should fill this out ASAP. There we go. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. Fill that out. We're going to be going through... we're going to be collecting your data. We're going to be collecting your social security number. Murph's going to order you guys Domino's, all that type of stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
he's-
Yeah.
Use code Michelle Obama at checkout.
Yeah, I should preface. I made this kind of like a couple weeks back, and I thought it'd be a good idea to get some community feedback on a lot of this stuff. And there's some questions. Everyone really made some questions about what they wanted in this thing, so just answer it however you really want.
Tyler, did you just drop your social security number?
No, that's like his Fortnite creator code, I think. Or something,
Oh. Yeah, go ahead if you want to read off some comments.
Sick. Yeah, let me open it up here. I'm gonna read off a couple here. I got some pinned ones that are kind of interesting. Let me start from.
Are they going to
just find
nerf
some
the
random-
Nomad? They're definitely nerfing the Nomad. They mentioned it already when it first came out.
And that's gonna get nerfed day one. Like
They are nerfing the Nomad.
there's a lot of simple ones people have in here. Like this guy says.
What's the
you
prompt?
could
What's
change
the
one
prompt,
thing
though?
about the game?
Oh.
I'm gonna read them out.
Oh, here.
If you could change one thing about the game, what would it be? And this guy said, bring back old units. I mean,
Bring back promos.
short and simple. And this guy, for the same question, said quicker SP grind. And there's a lot of y'all that made paragraphs in the short term or the short response, which is fine. I don't mind it.
Read one.
But yeah, let me find one. Let's see. This person
remember
says,
writing it down.
if you could change one thing about the game, what would it be? This guy says, prioritize PvE over PvP while still improving PvP. PvP should have a tiered system like Pokemon Showdown so players can play the tier that they like, which also creates a use for early game units. It is an interesting concept.
It's an interesting concept.
And then he said, uncapped land expansions. Yeah, threw that one in there for fun. Yeah.
I agree they should. They absolutely should.
I see no reason not to, honestly. I mean, let people decorate, you know?
What would be the reason not to, though? Like, if you had to play from their side. Like, what?
I mean, the reasoning would probably be, like, in a kind of skewed format is to force people to use the space they have well. I guess
Mhm.
is probably like the only really logical reasoning.
So
but
what,
again, at the same
designing
point,
your base?
well, no, not designing. Probably so like you can't spam down like 100 frontier butchers or something, or try not to. But
have you
there's really
seen
no reason.
Artem's base?
Yeah, no, I've seen a couple people's bases. They got like 30 of them things. But... Let's see.
I'm gonna bring up the forum because I'm not gonna open your guys' Discord.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, we're getting a couple new ones coming in right now.
All right, I'll read some too. So let's see. If you could change one thing about the game, what would it be? Aid to new incoming free-to-play players. I did it to get the old experience and joined right after BS2, meaning I did not get the 2 free nomads, which is a crushing blow as a free-to-play player. You guys definitely helped old free-to-play players, and they should be rewarded for sticking around, but new free-to-play players are dying in the streets left and right.
I read that one. That was a good one. I had that one saved.
I feel like if you join the game after the event, like that's just tough luck, you know? Like,
yeah, I mean, there is a big factor to that. I know we talked about it the other week though, because they made the change recently. How nomads, you can't get them now until like level 35, I think. Which does kind of pose the question. In theory, if you're under that level, you could, stomp somebody out in PvP. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think with how it used to work with promos, we're kind of like back in the day. If you missed getting the nomad, that was kind of it for like a year or two. Having them still be available, I mean, like I get it. Like if you're free to play, getting 2 for free is nice, but
it is nice. I mean, I think you'd buy
can
2
still get them.
anyways, to be fair. Like with their free-to-play nanos, I think it's still like the best purchase in the whole game, hands down. Oh, you should also zoom in on the stream.
I should
with the
zoom
form
in.
if you're trying to show them the text or anything, because it's a little skewed. Oh yeah, that's pretty good there.
I'm like that. I'm reading it anyways.
Yeah,
so.
we're getting a couple new ones in right now. I'll read
I feel
off a new
old
one.
as fuck now. The text is just huge for me. Sorry, go on.
It's like one of those guys with their iPhones. They got like 3 icons on the whole screen.
They're texting their wives. I'm like,
if you could change one thing about the game, what would it be? Probably another way to get SP, or perhaps a way to use older units in some way. SP blood ritual, or even unit conversions. This one just came in.
More communication from the devs. Dev blogs are great, even if they just contain minimal info, such as Andrew spent 4 days this week trying to debug why DOT sources sometimes last longer than expected.
Yep, 100% agree with that. I mean, transparency is still something that is lacking.
Okay, so I'm a bit curious then if this person is a donor or not a donor, because they do talk in donor gen a handful of times. Now, granted, I do agree that we should hear more, or at least the greater community should hear more.
Yeah,
but
I mean, the transparency should be bigger, and that's kind of another thing, because they will talk in there, and sometimes they will drop pertinent information. But if you were somebody, free to play or normal person not in Donate in general, you just don't know anything, and if there is information like that dropped, even if it is in general chat, it gets flooded throughout the day, that should be posted somewhere, in a dev blog or something. It should be in a very easy public format.
Yeah. How about second base, like underwater base? I feel like if we had a second base, it would be like in a different area with like new resources or something.
You're talking like Clash of Clans, how they have the like builders base. Which I mean, it would be good, but I don't even think we're close to having something like that.
I feel like the resources.
If they were,
sorry, go for it, Murph, actually.
I was just gonna say they could just expand the base itself, expand the outpost.
That's true. I would be down for that. I would be open to any idea. I think like the thing I wouldn't want, and I could be wrong in this. I haven't played Clash of Clans in a while, especially with like the builder base. I did play the builder base update when it first came out, but I believe it used different resources for that base, so it didn't share from your other one, right?
It did,
Yeah.
and the resources from there mainly can only be won from battle too.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
horribly
It
implemented.
was skewed very weird.
I would want the current outpost resources to be over there as well, but you're getting like some type of new nodes over there. Maybe you get like another coal and I don't know,
Quartz crystals,
quartz
something like
crystals,
that,
something like that.
something
Yeah.
interesting,
Gold,
definitely. I mean, I think there kind of has to be a resource overhaul. It's definitely very in the future, I think.
Do you think an
Definitely.
overhaul, or do you? I feel like that's just like
Oh.
new content to me, not a like overhaul.
Well, that would be new, but I think it's getting them to mesh together. Like we already have so many kind of conflicting and existing issues. It's kind of hard to argue sometimes. Let's add, these new resources and this new place to build and all this, while X feature is not in or Y feature is not done.
Yeah.
We got another new one here. If you could change one thing about the game, would it be remove the Nomad from the factory? Promo units should be promo. If everyone can get the special thing, it's not special.
I think the case about the Nomad was kind of special, though. Wasn't really meant to be released in the first place.
Yeah, it was rushed out pretty
The
poorly.
Band-Aid solution to a really OP boss fight.
Ironically enough, it kind of had the same effect that it had in OG, which is kind of interesting to think about.
Crap! Whenever someone like sends in a new one, it like resets me. And I just saw a real funny one.
I have some pinned in here, some really good ones. There are some good ones, but they're in the sheet. You're gonna have to look back in the Google Sheet or something. But I got some good ones here. This guy wants more naval units. There was a recent one. This person says this is if you could change one thing. If I don't specify what the name is, assume it's if you could change one thing about the game. When grinding a unit, a max unit rank shouldn't take 50% of the SP, maybe only 20% of the SP.
So so cutting the SP
Cutting
cost
SP
out of
costs.
from the max unit, max level unit. Here's one. I think the game is slightly too grind heavy. That is actually discouraging for new players from playing. I don't think it's a massive problem to most of the old gen players, but for example, when I recommend the game to my friend, the biggest thing that puts them off is the fact that some units take 1 mil to grind to max rank. Even for a couple of hours, or a couple of 100,000 ones, it's a bit of an off-putting mechanic that you have to run like 1,000 plus battles with it to just make your troops stronger enough to use in a situation where it's actually needed, especially with the units that actually have long cooldown times or aren't even strong enough to clear BFC on their own. I guess it would be marginally better on the on-command SP boost in the future, but it's still a bit of a too grind heavy in my opinion. Even games like Clash of Clans now help you upgrade your base when you're not even playing for extended periods of time. So I think implementing either lower SP thresholds or having bigger SP boosts, or even just having a larger SP gain per fight would be nice. I'm not saying max level troops should be accessible to everyone since you were rewarded for your grind, but the stat boost from R to 5 doesn't really prove enough a big of an incentive. And I think it's too much of a grind. It's too much grinding, doesn't really match the game that are popular today.
I would agree with that, most of it. I mean, again, it's BN's kind of in this weird spot where it's, part mobile game and part computer game. Something in a computer, like, I don't know, you Destiny and you're grinding for like a certain weapon roll and it takes you like 6 hours, that's a little more reasonable. But when you're in a mobile game like this, and I tell you, hey, it's going to take you 13 hours to grind the melee frag in one sitting.
Yeah, well, in like Destiny, you don't have to go after that item. There's other items to go after for that are easier to get. In this game, it's like everything is
Very
grinding for a
difficult after
really rare item.
Especially when you consider stuff like promos and boss strike units where they go up to 9. Some of those units have millions of SP requirements.
Well, and the stat changes aren't even like that significant.
Yeah, I'll use my favorite
not an
unit,
incentive.
Aero Jetpack. Aero Jetpack takes 1.9 million at R9 to max, and you get 7 more damage and like 10 armor. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. In the time frame from 5 to 6 for that unit, you get like around 50 damage, 60 damage increase, pretty substantial. And in the frame from 6 to 9, you get 27 damage increase. you get like a quarter. Let's see, I have some good ones here. I'm gonna.
Legendary
Go
Mammoth has
from-
2.2 million for R9.
Welcome, Atlas.
What's up, Alice?
What's up?
Yeah, we're reading off some of the state of we're reading off some form stuff, and then we'll go over the data here in a minute. Now that you're here.
All right.
Yeah.
This one I saved here. This was a good one. This was under any additional thoughts or comments. This person said, communication and polls. Get community feedback for the upcoming future updates. Why spend resources on something that people don't care about? Continue to add quality of life and modernize the game because it's outdated for a mobile game. Collect all for housing, formation, saver, for farming, PvP, boss strikes. Additionally, 2 unit upgrades at a time would be great for people who grind to rank up all the units.
I just found a really long one.
That was this guy's got like 4 paragraphs on his whole form.
That one's mine. That's mine. The
Oh,
really
this-
long one.
no,
That
no.
one's mine.
Is this one yours?
I
Yeah,
can't remember.
I can tell from the
Oh, that
beginning.
one, I see. Yeah.
I just found a real long one.
This one also says, if you could change one thing about the game, what would it be? Introduce better encounters that encourage players to clear and open world maps. Perhaps difficulty based on border of the encounter. Example, more waves or stronger enemies. This is determined by the border when clicking on the encounter, more SP rewards. And he goes into detail about what the tiers could mean. And give incentives for players to looking into the world and to log on other than bosses and shops.
Moderna stated that they don't want to give SP boosts or deco boost bonuses right now. With prestige units now having ridiculous SP requirements, now is the time. I do think the Prestige Academy just kind of needs I don't know. I feel like if you get to level 60, every level you get from there, if you're not at like the level 65 mark, you should get prestige stars still. Like after a certain point, or like missions give you more prestige stars. So you're not like needing to get to the end game to just now finally get the radio tech,
Yes.
rank it up, and then actually be able to beat the AS.
I
Or the
think it should unlock
Assassinator.
at, like, yeah, Assassinator. Like, Assassinator's a good sniper when you get it at, like, level 35. Of course, you don't have the prestigious academy, you know?
That's
So
cheeks at 65.
I think Prestige Academy kind of needs a revamp overall a bit because it's kind of... You got some great units in there, like the Plasma Field Tech, and then you have stuff like the Peacemaker. So, like, you know...
I feel like a bunch of those don't even need to be in there. Introduce new, better, more fitting units in the prestigious academy. The Assassinator gold tank, maybe even the gold tank could stay in there. It could become like a gold version of the heavier tank or something. But the Assassinator, why is that in there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that could be in there. I mean, before, long ago in OG, there was the Raider Skirmisher was in there for 45 stars.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Raider
yeah.
Skirmisher, which, they took it out, which is good, but, let's see.
I don't think a true pity system should be implemented. I drew up a potential design for imitation arm frags. These would be obtainable by getting fragment pieces from the AS kills. Let's say an AS kill drops 2 to 3 frag pieces, and you need about 30 to construct an imitation frag. These imitation frags would be a fraction of the power of a normal frag, but will still be desirable enough to build. The whole point of this is to maintain the scarcity of the normal frags, the joy of receiving something you only have a chance of getting keeps you on your toes and coming back to the AS. Implementing a true pity system would eliminate that feeling.
Yeah, I'm surprised you
I
read
would
that.
like that.
AP was
Murph
about to
is
scroll over
suffering
there
right
and read
now.
that real quick and be like, ooh, pity system? No, thank you.
I mean, well,
He does make valid points. Though,
yeah,
to
they
be
make
fair.
valid points. They make valid
He makes
points.
very valid points there because it's, it does suck because on one hand you could be like Murph who doesn't have a range frag still, and he's missing out. And then on the other hand, there's some people that are like, hey, I just got my 7th melee. What do you guys think?
Yes.
It's gonna be like me in a year.
But
yeah,
you-
7 melees, no range.
Do you? I
Yeah.
feel like. Well, I guess the question is, is it always dropping 2 to 3 frags, or like would you find an AS and sometimes you just get nothing? Because then it just feels like you're just mass producing the imitation frag until you get your real frag. I don't know.
I think for the pity system, at least in my opinion, this my kind of balance I've seen would be where it starts at it's 3% and it gradually goes up every time you fight it up until like let's say 20%, just as a number, not exactly, but let's say it goes up to there, and then after you get one, it resets. Something like that.
I would almost say like it doesn't do that again until like you get your first one, and then it doesn't do that for that drop anymore.
Yeah, like something like that can work. It really depends, because like something for like the AC, it's negligible, but something like for the AS Goliath tank, it's kind of more impactful,
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea where you can opt in for a harder AS fight and just have a higher drop chance in general.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see.
I feel like we do a little bit more and then we can get into the data.
Yeah, we'll answer a couple more, and we'll come back to these after the data because the data is pretty pertinent. We actually got a lot of responses on the forum as well.
Yeah.
Let me see. What is this one?
Just remove boss drops.
This one I'm about to read. This person was not happy with the game.
Go for
And
it.
I'm gonna read off. His
Doge.
first part. No, but I didn't answer the form because I'm obviously you're talking about it. This person said, if you could change one thing about the game, would it be more grindy content for the real lovers of the game? Unit level of grinding seems to be all there is at the moment without boss strikes. As a completionist, give more content to grind and complete. Which,
I want more grindy content.
yeah. And then the
Interesting.
next comment was, this was under any additional thoughts or comments. You guys must be rolling in the money. I think this is the tip of the iceberg unless necessary work /updates /bug fixes /content isn't created fast enough. Don't know the exact details, but if you can, invest the money, hire more people, get the game to peak ASAP. Don't let it take 5 years or even 1 year. Really, if possible, I think this can be a real gold mine for everyone involved. And for correlation, he put how happy with the game at like a 2. So
Steel Wolf says more up-to-date XP mechanics, prestigious academy rework, more encounters in the world, ancient labs and vault to be X17 and little fragment encounters at level 65. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, X17 I think should be a recurring boss, but then also like little fragment encounters just spawning there, like, and they give a lot of SP. I think that would be really good too, because like let us fight an R6 melee frag or an R6 range frag and let that drop like a fuck ton of SP for units for us.
yeah, it's like when we had the mysterious, the laser tech people, and we had that one mission at early level 30, which used to be a promo mission where you would fight an ancient sentry and get to test it out. But X17 should be repeatable, honestly. It doesn't harm the game, Make it drop like a golden Dexter, but make the Dexter attack have like, the horizontal and the vertical 3-way. Something interesting, All right, we're gonna get into the.
I am showing the
data
first,
right now.
yeah, the first one right now. Yeah.
You're showing it? Okay, I guess I'll read it off. This was the first question, and it was not surprising to me, but maybe surprising to some. Do you generally prefer PvE, like boss strikes and invasions, or PvP, tournaments, ranked, etc., based content? And overwhelmingly, 92.5% of the forum results was PvE, which not really surprising there necessarily.
0.5 for PvP content, ranked tournaments, etc. I mean, even then, like, I would assume that also falls into like, let's say, like Guild Wars as well, if that is like quote unquote PvP.
Yeah, I mean,
Arenas.
it's generally
Arenas,
what
yeah.
it is, and not really surprising. Even when this forum like came out, like in the first day, it was like pretty much the same percentage, give or
Same
take
way.
1 or 2.
I think people just
Yeah.
yearn for trade nations. That's what we learned from this.
Trade nations, yeah, certainly something.
Maybe the answer will
I
change
mean-
once PvP rewards drop. I do think that I don't think we're gonna see it to like where PvP content is like 92.5%, but I would maybe believe it goes like it increases maybe 10%. It really just depends on what the rewards are. That's the biggest thing.
It will change. I mean, there's always going to be a balance because I'm going to guarantee most of these PvE players don't necessarily like hate PvP or anything, right? But they really have a preference of PvE. I mean, that's kind of how the game started.
Yeah.
PvE is kind of the backbone of the game for a long, long time. Even when Arena came out, I remember it was at the end of BN life cycle, pretty much. It was not a popular mode at all.
Do you think the game, this is to everyone, even chat, do you guys think the game should flip more to a PvP center or stay PvE, or what direction should Madrona be like kind of like focusing on? And should it like what should the updates be? Should it be like PvP this time, PvP next time, or PvE next time, etc., etc.?
I think a lot of that coincides with each other, especially like balancing it so you don't have like R1 units like fighting someone that's has a full R6 army, because that sucks. I think there is some way to scale it so that it's even, but it also means if there isn't going to be something like that, or if it's not going to be so drastic, then SP, all of like grinding units needs to be a lot more streamlined or easy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a balance between it because, I mean, given everything, I mean, it really depends how they plan to do it because PvP is not something that you could just like drop and be like, yeah, here you go, and not change anything because there's always going to be a meta. There's always going to be something, and that is something you're going to have to change to keep PvP interesting, because the rewards are one thing, which will either force players or not force players to play PvP to get them, Say you get like a veteran as one versus some promo unit, it depends, but I think it's kind of there's a fine balance to it, especially when it comes to fighting people. Because like, what happens if you are like a level 25 player and you're fighting some guy that has nomads ranked up and R6 wimps? It's not gonna be a fun time.
Yeah, yeah. I do think I will say, for really any game, especially that has a competitive scene, I feel like for Madrona, their end goal when it comes to PvP content is to hopefully, get Battle Nations into an esports type of thing. And it sounds a little funny, but like that is to me, or what I would think is the end game for any game, is to actually have an ongoing esports tournaments going, either hosted by Madrona or hosted by another company or something like that. Because it markets the game a lot, and it will bring new types of players into the game, and then you can open the floors to, like, if you show up to the live stream of the tournament or whatever, you can get a free unit skin, or you get a free unit, or I don't know, something like that. And then just being at, like, let's say DreamHack, being at just different conventions and everything, that I think overall just helps a game survive a lot more.
Yeah, I mean that is definitely something, and that it will be the difference with the game like this versus contemporaries that have been in that scene, like Clash Royale. It's a very time based game. You have to put a lot of
Yeah.
time into the game to even get to that point. Like, to
Mhm.
be competitive, even like if you have a Bosch strike unit, I mean, some of them take a million SP or more. And that's to get into the competitive place to even do something
I
like
mean,
that.
how much time does it take to get into like Clash Royale competitive? I feel like it takes a while to get all the cards and level them up.
Well, you typically in a scene like that, you wouldn't really even use your account in that say. But even then, it's not really grinding. You're still just
Yeah, it's a
playing.
lot less, I would say.
Like you could play Clash Royale right now and get pretty much like any card instantly.
The
and just
only,
go
like,
off.
argument I can have is, or to that, not argument, but like rebuttal in the sense, is looking at I forgot what their tournaments are called, but it's the Pokemon, not TGC,
Oh,
like the
the
card game.
draft picks.
I don't know if it's the draft picks or not, but it's the one like Wolfie Glick plays in. I just forget what the the tournament is
Yeah,
called.
they're drafts. There's a few different kinds, like
But
those
they-
random pick drafts where you get
They
dealt
catch their own
random cards.
Pokemon in the game, train them up, and then go through like all the different things. I don't fully understand Pokemon ranked and everything, but
Fucking EV training.
yeah, like it's
Oh.
crazy. Like they spend hours upon days and months, especially on just like I'm 3 months in and I just realized I could have this Pokemon instead, and that could like switch up the entire game for me because I know my opponent is going to have this and this. Kind of what we see in Battle Nations right now. It's just like if you know your opponent, you know they're going to be using 2 Trebs, you know they're going to be using 2 Pelicans or something like that. VGC Pokemon tournament. Thank you, Jacob. But it's kind of the same way in the sense.
I don't see why we
it's-
couldn't have both. We could have draft tournaments and tournaments where you have to bring your own
The
units.
future's wide open for that, and it
Mhm.
would
Yeah.
be good. I just think even to really like think or try and push for something like that, given certain stuff right now, is kind of just it's kind of out there.
Yeah.
We'll go on to the next one. I assume.
What
would you want?
a
system?
pity system?
And this I'm gonna say it's just kind of on me because I put somewhere in between, to be a little
It's
generous
fine.
because there is, going one way or the other, is kind of a thing, getting 1 out of 20, like a full pity system is a lot different than something like the chance increases slowly or you get fragments or whatever have you. So that's where you see about 46% want somewhere in between for pity, and a little bit more, 31% want a full pity, and the rest don't want a pity at all. I mean, what do you guys
I mean, if we
takes on
just
that?
look at the want and don't want and just look and somewhere in between, we just omit for now, we see more people want a full pity
Oh,
than
yeah.
don't want.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's not necessarily surprising to see, but generally people want what others have that they can't get to a degree.
Basically, you're saying, get good, kid.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't want pity system. I don't think there should be a
They're
pity
jealous.
system.
You have everything.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm a gamer.
Coming from the guy who just got his
and-
second range, by the way. Over here talking. GGs.
exactly.
GGs.
Exactly. What I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
I think there's a fine balance in between. I think there truly can be because these units are so impactful into the game. I mean, again, a range frag helps you clearly in board encounters or what have you so easily. The melee makes other bosses a little more trivial, makes fighting heavy vehicle comps really good, and it's a good tanking unit. It's tough because nothing really necessarily replaces that.
Yeah. Fuck the pity
Ooh, I
system.
mean-
But
We'll
know
go to
what
the next
else
one.
I've
And
seen?
there's not really much to talk about for pity. Everyone's kind of already talked about what they care about the pity system. It's a matter of how in depth you want to go. So I guess we'll move
Yeah.
on to the next one. And this one's kind of interesting. Would you prefer old promo units released in small batches permanently or rotated out seasonally?
Okay, wait. I
What do
do
you guys
want to. I am very surprised Madrona has not dropped promo units. I feel like they could just drop the weaker promo units right now, which I don't know. Like, is Shaman promo unit?
Yes.
Yeah,
Big
Shaman.
Fish Shaman.
Yeah. Just drop that guy. Drop like he dead eye.
mean-
Drop him.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be sick.
I've mentioned this in the past on last stream and prior. We really could have had a grand majority of them in because they don't change much of anything. It's more so a fun thing. Like to me, and it's pretty easy to see. It's a win-win for people. People get content, quote unquote, which is the nostalgic units they had back when they were a kid or however playing the game. They get something to enjoy, and at the same time, that buys Madrona time for them to work on, UI and stuff. People would be a lot more gracious if they got some promo units to play with and use while
But should it
they
be
work
like
on whatever.
Should it be like a unit a month or something like that?
I
I feel like that's a
I
little
don't
too
think it should
much.
be-
Pretty
I think it should probably be a bit more given the current state. And I mean,
More
there's
units.
kind of a lot of like it can't. I don't think it can't be Drip Fred 1 at this point in time. Like a Shadow Agent, and it's also begs the question of would people really buy a lot of these at this point too? Something like the Shadow Agent where she's got the what is it? the kind of like the brimstone attack, the checkerboard attack that hits the board. It's like something like that. Like, would you buy that knowing that in a couple levels you can just get a Mauler for a quarter of the price?
Mm-hmm. Do you think they want to make those promo units be not like insanely impactful, like compared to like legendary critters, but impactful in a way that it can be used to, I don't know. I was going to say maybe full clear
A niche.
BSC, but yeah, have a niche,
There
I
needs to
guess.
be a niche with promos. The perfect promo is a promo that has a niche that it is mostly better in than some other units, say, but not so egregious that it like dwarfs everything. Like the Nomad, egregious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But something like the
I was
Shadow
just,
Agent, or not the Shadow Agent, the Special Agent I'll use. It's kind of a cop out because it just hits the whole board and it's just an upgrade from a Field Agent, but you don't really get anything else like that per se.
mm-hmm.
But there's a couple units that kind of had a niche, like trying to think of one. I mean, I could tell you the Air
Weapons
Jetpack,
tech.
but no, not the
Isn't
weapons
weapon
tech.
text like
Weapons tech was a
broken?
problem.
It
Yeah,
is, but yeah.
it was a problem child, to say the least. Like,
King, while you find a unit, I'm going to read some
no,
chat.
I got one. The
Oh,
Railgun Trooper.
okay.
The Railgun Trooper, when that came out, because it came out at 50, it was earlier than every other Railgun. It was kind of a teaser to get Railgun. That unit was good. It's probably the best Railgun unit still because it has two full tiles front, uh, two full tiles of pure damage. It was like 300, 300, and then in the third row it did like 75%. Like that is a niche unit, but it was fine. It served its purpose, and it was a precursor to other units for the other Railgun units, which
Yeah.
somehow got worse.
It's pretty close, though. I would say out of 374 responses, 56% say rotate out seasonally, and then 43.9 say release in small batches. Personally, I mean, if you're doing seasonally, I think it should be like some black market, and then you just check that black market, and
Yeah,
then you get
promo
like
store
4
or
chances
something,
or something. Yeah.
I think, and keep in mind that the percentage on this was not this way for a long time. For most of the forum, it was 50-50. It was like very, very close on what
Mm-hmm.
people wanted. And I think it does, like, I think probably a good in between would be good, Obviously, I think like some promos could probably just be added permanently. Like a
Mhm.
special agent, that's not harming the game. And you fight a special agent enough in normal battles, it's like that's not hurting the game, like nerfed boom bus, Bora Bora hovercrafts. I mean, a grand majority of them really could just
Yeah.
be permanent in their own respective buildings, like the laser gunner. Put that in the optics facility, it's
Mhm.
something. Bigfoot shaman, and obviously these units need touch ups to be clear. Most of them are pretty meh, but even still, like if you added them now, people at least have something.
Yeah. Dexter Territory says only the mechanized promos and legendary animals heavily changed the game, to be honest. Some are niche alternatives like the Mech Walker, the Atmos, I don't know, the Atmos for Navy is cool, the submarine, I forget what that game looks like.
Strong.
Yeah. Wowcoon says, I see no harm dropping the low level promos. What is the Deadeye going to do to an armored vehicle when he gets one shot by a brutal cannoneer? Dex Territory comes back. Most promos are reference to other games or other units that are in the game, but we just didn't get on the release, like the Imperial Fury or the Raider Brawler. Jack says, I made a comment on my submission about having unit type bonuses. For using all units of a certain type gives battle bonuses, like using all critters, all fire type units, frontiers, etc. That's pretty cool.
I read yours in particular. I mean, I read all of them actually. To be clear, he was talking about lightning troopers in his one, lightning dragoons, and like the lightning troopers having like a bonus. You take them in a battle, they get guaranteed stun chance, something of the sort. Which I think definitely can make a lot of niche units have a bit more synergy or use together, like frontier units, or silver wolf units, something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, for promos, I think there's definitely a fine balance where I think some of them can just come and be here permanently, and others can rotate out.
Mm-hmm.
we'll move on to the next one. So we
Would you
don't
prefer
sit and
new
linger.
content sooner or older content sooner?
And, I also put a bit of a cop out on here because I know I was feeling generous, I guess. Obviously, most people are going to want a bit of both, and I think there should be some pretense to this because new content can be, a bunch of quality of life that we never had. Like that is very impactful in the game. Like the repeat button. Like I don't know how many people really be here without the repeat button. I'm not gonna lie.
That's true, yeah. That is
The
My
true.
favorite
collect all
spot right
house
there.
button would be so nice.
Yeah, and that's like those are a lot of amenities and features we need.
I feel like I
Generally,
don't really care about that. Like, I don't mind clicking that shit. But that's just me, I
I mean,
guess.
you don't mind, but say you were somebody who doesn't have a lot of time, they're on their 15-minute lunch break. I don't think they want to be clicking all their housing for 5 minutes when they
Or
just,
someone who's
It-
burnt out of the
I'm-
game
I'm
and is just
sorry.
getting on to check AS.
Look,
Yeah.
look, I'm sorry. If it takes you 5 minutes to click all your housing, you're the one that's slow. I'm
I'm
sorry.
using it as an example. You gotta fill up the Frontier Butcher with some job. You gotta do this job, and
That I can get. Going
Like,
through all your shops and
it's just a
shit.
nice quality of life. It doesn't hurt, If you don't use it, you don't use it. But
Mhm. Yeah.
but if you aside from the mix of both, because that's where I assume a lot of people were, not surprisingly, double prefer having older content, and it does kind of track given where we are. People nostalgia sells. It's kind of why most of us are here is nostalgia, really.
Yeah. Alice, how do you feel about new content versus old content? As of right now, a lot of your content was changed.
We don't talk about that, all right? So I want to say mix of both, but there are so many things with the old content that just need to be fixed, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
balancing throughout. I'm glad they started doing it, but I think it just needs to be done throughout all the levels, especially as we get closer to plasma artillery. I think we just need reworks on some of the upper level units and uh bringing them up to spec or bringing plasma down.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to definitely find where a fine balance is of how strong units are, because otherwise you will get into a state where everything gets power crept like Plasma was in OG.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think it's very important. Obviously, I can't imagine Plasma comes out in the same state it was. To what
Yeah.
state they get nerfed to, who knows?
Yeah.
But there is definitely a fine balance to that. But there's
Yeah.
such a backlog of bad, outdated, needing improvement, needing rework, needing buffs, changes that, there is certainly
So
gonna have to be.
the level what 20 to 30 gap where there's no missions,
Oh,
that
it's
that could
horrible.
just be filled with so much new content. So
Yeah.
there I would say we need new content and it's just lower level missions or maybe a game mode, something just to help get through that slog.
I think
Yeah,
a game mode
level
would be
20 to
big.
30.
A game
Yeah,
mode would be huge.
game mode would be.
Like I'm gonna sell my endless boss strike mode, but I'm gonna not do that right now. But just saying,
I've already
just
pitched
saying.
Battle Nations Expeditions.
So I will
Yeah, there's a
say,
lot of good.
if let's say Madrona did focus on level 20 to 30, new missions, new stuff, whatever, I do feel like the end game players would be like, well, this is not new content. Even they got the missions, or maybe it was a new unit for those level
Yeah.
units, they would still probably be complaining.
That is guaranteed. That's kind of what we're having right now, because we are getting a lot of, I'll give it, nice quality changes for early game. There are some nice ones, some interesting ones too, but I think there needs to be the balance where, again, if they released a lot of these promo units or something, it would at least bounce out and people would have something to do.
Well, there's always going to be the upper level players complaining about the game because a lot of the high level players will get if they released level 70 today. Though how many players would be max level 70 in a week?
Less than a week, there'd be
Less
a
than a
lot of
week.
people.
It'd be like day.
Yeah.
It'd be like a day or
100%.
two.
Like the core, heavy grinders and presumably heavier spenders, 100%. But
So
there
it
still
it doesn't
has to
matter.
be some sort of balance, and maybe something like a game mode like that can keep people engaged. Keep
I think a game
people.
mode, a repeatable
Game
game
mode,
mode is the
yeah.
best way. Because if they add
I agree.
missions for late game, it's not really gonna new or old players will really like say it's good, but a week later it's all done, and now
I mean,
we're looking for the next thing.
I'm not even doing missions because I'm like saving it for more XP just in general. Like
Yeah.
even though it's
Yeah.
crumbs,
You're
but
not trying to get stuck in the 20s, man. Come on.
yeah.
But this actually rolls into the next question, which is do you prefer daily or weekly missions or a seasonal battle pass? Which I'm not going to lie, I'm actually very surprised at people because this used to be under 50-50. This used to be like people want a seasonal battle pass more,
Mm.
but by almost another 10%, people prefer weekly missions. It's a 58-42 split, which gotta admit, I mean, daily and weekly missions is kind of would be something to keep people engaged, at least a bit, depending what you get.
Yeah. I know a lot of
Mhm.
people usually
Yeah.
have issues with like seasonal battle passes. I'd be fine with either, honestly. I definitely want daily and weeklies because personally, if I were to jump on the game, like right now, I'm only looking for the AS and my other bosses, and that's about it. That is my daily, weekly missions right now.
Yeah.
But if there
And
was like something where it gave me more rewards, maybe like I get steel out of it, or like maybe like for
An
free
SP
play,
boost.
SP boost, that type of like even if it gave me an SP boost,
Gambor,
okay, not that, but if it gave me like an SP boost for like let's say 3 hours, 2 hours, just by doing that mission, I think that's huge. That is
I
absolutely
would be on the
huge.
game so much more.
and I think there is some charm to something like daily weekly missions versus a battle pass, because as we stated, the end game players will have everything done in a week. And they will definitely do that for the battle pass, 100%, unless
Mhm.
it's time gated, but really, who likes that? And that's where I think daily, weekly missions can be interesting, where it's you're gonna have to wait, come back tomorrow, get your daily missions. You got some bigger weekly missions, I think that is part of the charm with something like that versus a battle pass. Not like I really
Mhm.
care for either. I mean, they're both fine, but
Now, is this battle pass? I'm gonna assume this battle pass is different from the battle pass they mentioned for.
almost certainly. I mean, this is probably more of like season of blank battle pass where it's a general thing. I assume when
Mhm.
they talk about their battle pass for PvP, it's kind of like your PvP points give you this, this, and this on this PvP season of battle pass, which is pretty par for a lot of games. A lot of games now will market smaller, battle passes or PvP reward exclusives where you would be only for that certain game mode. That's pretty common practice nowadays.
Yeah.
And I guess we can go to the next question. I
What
mean,
before we
this
go? Champ Diamond Foot says, "Yeah, I don't care what Madrona says about battle passes. I don't trust them with one."
I mean,
Jeez. Warframe has a free
I
battle
have
pass with daily missions and hour missions that are still somewhat time gated, cosmetic, useful, unique mods, etc. Sorry, go on.
Yep, I've seen the Warframe. Warframe, I mean, gotta pat them on the back here. Kind of one of the best when it comes to freemium and just general community and how they really operate. It's very clean and cut and kind of a gold standard, if you ask me. And their battle pass, it is time gated, but it's also not necessarily stuff that is, so egregious. Like one of them is like kill 500 special units or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you get like a reward. You get a premium currency that you can then use to buy whatever you want in the reward box, which changes every week as well. So it gives a little element of, do I spend my 50 tokens here on this hat, or do I save it for next week and maybe I get something different?
So yeah.
But anyone else got anything for that, or we're going to the next one?
I'm going next.
All right. This one is pretty cut and dry. I added it because you all wanted it. Would you prefer naval rework before level 70?
Oh,
Grand
you skipped
majority.
one. You
Yeah.
skipped one.
Did I?
Yeah. Would you prefer focus on
Oh, yeah.
story-based content
Blind.
versus unit rebalancing? I feel
Yep,
like this reflects like
one-
PvP to PvE content. Like let me see that one again.
In a way, because unit balancing is important for PvE. Like again, releasing something like the Nomad, which released very egregiously, kind of in the same form and fashion as prior, did negatively affect the game generally. I mean, it was.
Wait, say that again.
Yeah.
You're saying the release of the Nomad
Yeah,
negatively affected the game? I feel like it
yeah.
made PvE players like a bit like the ones who got the free Nomads a bit happier because now you're doing New
I mean,
Haven a lot
in the short
faster.
term, yeah, it's gonna be happy. Who doesn't love free, and who doesn't love, a strong unit? But now it will come to the same point that we are at now, like it was in OG, where, hey, we said we're gonna nerf this, and we're gonna nerf it, but nerf it to what? Does it
Mm,
become, what degree? And people get really upset if they spend money, which there are some people out there that's got like 100 of them, which it's your fault for buying 100.
yeah,
Let's be clear. But even to the same coin, there are people that bought 5, there are people that bought 10. And even though it's going to get nerfed, people are going to be very upset depending what it comes to. And that's where, if they focused on unit rebalancing, you would have these release in a mostly good state where if it does change anything, you're talking like, 10 to 20 damage, 10 to 20 armor, whatever, something simple, something mundane that people aren't really gonna look back on and say this was the death of this unit,
yeah.
Hmm.
and but generally this was, if people preferred having a bit more of a focus on more quests, more of the story progressing, because we still are kind of left high and dry on that, or if they want a more detailed pass on units, which again we'll have both of these at some point, without a doubt we're gonna have to, but till then that was kind of this.
Here's a
I just
big
got a
one.
Dexter
Oh,
frag.
oh, did you?
I, yeah, still no fucking melee.
No, it's still no melee, but I got my 3 Bugattis, guys.
There
Don't
you
worry.
go. There you go. Yeah. Would you prefer
But
naval spelled wrong rework before level 7?
yeah, I know. Okay, and I showed you guys. You're like, yeah, it looks good. So it's kind of on you. Not gonna
Nah, you
lie.
can't put that.
Can't
You
put
thought
that
I
one on
already
us.
said that?
Can't put that one on us.
And it's fine. It works. It does the job. You know what it's talking about. It's not talking about like navy beans. Come on. This was added because you guys kind of thought it'd be pertinent, and yeah, it's about what I expect. People want naval to not be kind of a dead end game mode like it is now, and I agree. I mean, at least for me, if I was a new player, you would not catch me in naval.
Do you
Not
think
straight up, I wouldn't be in there.
do you think naval should have a rework or what naval should have a rework, but do you think naval should have a rework come first or just more units, missions, maybe like I don't this might be stretching but like a game mode for it, something like to add more into what currently naval is. I do feel like naval is just kind of just like on
Bland.
the
It's
it's
just
bland.
wishy washy.
It's on the back burner
Yeah,
and
it's mundane.
it's been
It's nothing.
been burning.
Yeah, I think it needs to have kind of a pretty major overhaul, to be honest with you, because
Yeah.
again, you should not have players essentially be forced to spend either 150 of their free to play nanos, or you just suffer in the game mode that you
Yeah.
already kind of don't want to play. I mean, like again, if I'm a free to play or a new player, I'm not buying an M10. Like, come
Yeah.
on, you're talking 3 M10s or 2 nomads? Come on now.
I
Like,
would rather see Madrona pump in new units for naval than fix the current units there is. Even like if it does make, let's say, naval insanely OP in the sense of like what new units come for it, I'm fine to have that fun because there's just nothing to do with naval right now besides like maybe grinding for max rank units and bars and gears or
yeah.
bosses, and that's it.
The problem they have, because they did start doing stuff on naval, like because they had the crossover units, they were trying to bring units in from the current PvE into naval, like the dirigible, just an example, and they ruined that all needs to be fixed, because you have stuff like an M10 where it does 10 billion damage. Why would you
It
use
just
something
deletes it.
else? Yeah, like why would you use something else? Why would you? I mean, like again, the only units that really held a candle in there was like the Boar and the gunship, the
Mhm.
UH gunship. But it was it kind of just needs a revamp, especially with the crossover units. That's a whole different can of worms I've talked about. It's egregious, but you know, it needs some pretty heavy-handed changes to really make it something, make it enticing, you know,
Yeah.
because you don't need the resources from there anymore. You
No.
can do
They on
all sorts of
bars.
things if you're higher level. Yeah, I mean, you go to friends' bases and get them. Like, you know, move on.
Bro, no one be running their barracks, bro. I'm calling everyone out of my guild right now. None of you bitches be
I'm
running
running
your
my
barracks.
barracks.
None of
I'm
you.
running my barracks. I'm making Arctic troopers for the infected.
None of them. All right, I need to add you then. Look, none of my people be running barracks, bro. I'm gonna unadd them.
This one was a good question. Would you prefer smaller updates faster or bigger updates slower?
It's basically 50,
This was pretty much 50-50 the whole time. And I'm not surprised. This would probably change on what day of the week it is for players. But it
What
did
do you
edge
preference,
out a
King?
bit.
What do you preference, huh?
I think what I preference heavily depends on what we get and what we have in between these updates. Like, if smaller updates faster is like every 2 weeks you get an update, but the update is, hey, we fixed all these bugs and we dropped the ice cream building for you or something like that. Every 2 weeks, you know, something in a cadence like that.
Let's
Could be nice,
say
depending
let's
what it
say
is.
handful of bug fixes and let's say like 3 new features, but it's every like 2 weeks. That's for the small updates. How you feel about
Yeah,
that?
that could be nice. You know, it wouldn't be bad. On the other hand, if you have something like a big update, you know, let's say every month you get a major update where it has, you know, more bug fixes and more content, you know, like, oh, we were able to make infected be here all year round, which they should be. Like that can be nice too, but I know I know in development a lot of the times it kind of doesn't matter in a sense because essentially they would have all this stuff, they would have half of that update done in the 2 weeks and the other half would be done the next 2 weeks essentially.
Yeah.
But it depends because if you do have something like a bigger update slower that does give more time to iron out bigger features, like, you know, if they added an invasion event, you know, probably not getting that in 2 weeks. And then that begs the question, oh, do I work on a little bit here? Do I work on a little bit here? Do I work on a little bit here? And because that is important because, you know, when you have kind of a team, you know, if you have something that's very art heavy, you know, like I don't know, we're making the plasma mammoth, you know, that there's going to be some artwork that's going to need to be done. And if your art guy is busy, hey, I'm busy redoing the buildings for level 30 to 40, how do you balance out the time, right? You know, and that is something to consider, you know, because on a smaller cadence, he might only get 1 building or 2 building, not even be able to touch the mammoth. Whereas in a bigger pass, he might have that extra time to be like, okay, I've got these 4 buildings done. That should be enough. Let me work on the mammoth, you know?
Mm-hmm.
One thing I will say is that if you've played a game like Apex or Siege, having slower updates can lead to more excitement and or there's more features in like a larger update, like redoing Naval or whatever. But one of the things with that though is that when there's like a core game breaking problem, it will take a lot longer for them to actually bring out an update because unless I guess if it's important
not
enough
fix.
that they do want to dump it out just immediately.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll use an example, you know, Smite 2, shout out, good game, good game. They do every 2 weeks, they bring a new character to the game every 2 weeks on the dot, which is kind of substantial content, very substantial content for the game. You know, like imagine in BN you get like, you know, 2 new units, which this is egregious. Don't expect something like that. And you get like 3 old buildings and some new decoration, you know, something like that. That's substantial content versus, you know, bug fixes and stuff. It kind of depends what the content we are getting in that time frame is. If the bigger updates have more substantial content, like, hey, we reworked chem and we got chem units changed, versus in the smaller passes, like we made the young boar not cost lumber to heal. You know, it depends what we get. This guy, fast updates from Majona. I'll believe it when I ride my flying pig to work.
Damn, Spud.
Okay.
Damn.
Burning question. This is your guys' favorite
Here's
topic.
a big one.
Oh,
Atlas, get
I
ready.
have to explain this.
Big
I
one.
have to explain this because the graph is confusing.
Get ready, Atlas.
Not my problem. Or not my not my problem. It was it's formatted. It's all weird. So this was a multi-section one where so no cosmetics was people that wanted nothing in the game, period, for cosmetics, which not surprising. Very small majority, 12.5% of people, about 50 people. Which cosmetics are cool. But I do understand the sentiment there because kind of in OG we didn't, but it's also kind of very nostalgic to think we wouldn't have had something like this by now if the game was still alive,
Mm-hmm.
And profile cosmetics is essentially non-invasive stuff for your profile, which is like, banners, images, since you can't get custom images anymore, name change colors, stuff like that, which a grand majority are fine with, about 71.7%. They're good with that. And Outpost Cosmetics, same degree, oh, my Morgan's house is now, a mansion, Bill Gates' office, something like that. 70.9%. That's pretty on par. A lot of people, as you could tell, who liked Profile Cosmetics, liked Outpost Cosmetics. And then a little bit lesser, about 10% less, unit skins, which you guys can go into on that. But it was definitely not as surprising. I wasn't too surprised by this per se, but it was definitely interesting to see a lot of people a bit more prefer just profile and outpost cosmetics versus unit skins.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense that those are more popular than unit skins, but from what I see is the majority still want unit skins.
Yeah.
Wh- it is a majority on here because I mean you're also asking, hey, do you want more stuff? Anyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, I
Well,
want more
yeah.
stuff. Who doesn't?
I will
Well, yeah, but you
say.
could also ask, "Hey, do you want more shit?" And people are probably gonna say no, so
Yeah, I think the graph is to really look and see how many people they really would prefer something like that versus the other. Obviously, a majority of people want some sort of cosmetics in the game. It's pretty easy to tell, you know. But more people are more, I guess, excited, open to the idea of profile cosmetics and outpost cosmetics versus unit skins. But it's unit skins are also vague. Does that, do you think a whole unit completely changing what they look like? Are you talking about the pig gets a top hat? What
I
is
mean,
still up
probably
to
a
it?
little bit of
How would you
both.
guys talk
Like,
on this
so
real
a
quick?
lot
I
of
gotta make a
games
drink.
have minor skins that are just like simple color change or palette changes, and they also have like just complete reworks of what the unit looks like.
Hmm.
Unit skin. Oh,
I
sorry.
personally,
Go for it.
I was just gonna say, I voted no cosmetics, and my take on that is mainly just,
Mhm.
I think that if they were to do cosmetics, I would really hope it's a lot later because that's a lot of like
Yeah.
development time that's just kind of, in my opinion, is kind of wasted on something that's like not really changing much other than like, oh, my trooper looks like Santa Claus or whatever. Like,
That's
Hey man,
huge.
that's game changing.
I want that.
I think the profile cosmetics, that stuff to me is more interesting.
Yeah,
I think
I'd
I
be
voted for
fine.
both, but
I'd be fine if they like first implemented like profile cosmetics and what's the other one? I can't read.
Outpost cosmetics.
Output. Like I'd be fine if they added those two first, and then like 8 months later they did unit skins. They don't have to release them all at once, or even like a year
yeah.
later. But I do think it would be a huge revenue stream for the game and add a lot of customization. Benap, you want to answer that one question you're about to?
Okay.
Unit
It was the
skins.
units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unit skins could be a problem in PvP if they change the way a
Yes.
unit looks too much. And make them harder to recognize. It's just smaller things that would be totally fine though. I mean,
I was gonna say that too.
Atlas and
So like
I,
two things.
go for it, Atlas. You got this. You got this shit.
Okay, two things. One, skill issue, memorize them. Two, with their like in actual competitive PvP, I would imagine it would just default to the normal skins. Like in competitive ranked PvP, friend versus friend, I don't see why it would be that big of a deal. Um, but I don't know. I feel like that's not hard to implement.
I'm gonna respond to this question in the chat, or not question, statement really, because it is pertinent. Spud says cosmetics shouldn't take up development time. Theoretically, it should just be an animation and art department thing, which is true in a lot of cases,
Yeah,
depending how far you go with animations and stuff. But the thing you have to consider is if somebody like Reed is working on making a skin for Morgan to give him a sombrero, he is now not using that time to make the other buildings look pretty. Something
Or
that's kind of
UI
a general
elements or
preference.
something.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
in
but
bigger
Eventually, go on.
bigger studios, obviously they're gonna have people that just do stuff like that for skins, and some people that just do this and that, obviously. But I think the question is, if there is enough time to do that, and if it's uh, really non-invasive. Like if it's not invasive, the dev time is making the young boar have a scarf going to impact whether or not we get a new unit. Something like that, I think, is where it's very important because, for me, I I want I don't want the game to get to a point where it's like we're just pumping out a bunch of unit skins versus not making a unit, like a new promo
Mhm.
unit or something like that. Like I don't want it to get to that point, I don't want to see BN or see Benat making a video in 2 years, the slopification of BN. Like I don't want to see that.
Heck
You write
yeah.
that. You write that down real
I,
quick. Let me write
I
that
use
down.
that because it's true. It's
Write that
happened to
down.
many games, where they get into a stream where they start, pumping out skins and all this, and then the regular content starts slowing up.
Rainbow
It has to
Six
be a
Siege.
balance.
Except
Exactly.
none of it is good. All of it is garbage.
All of it. I feel like the only thing now
Well,
for number
Ubisoft, so.
for number 2, Outpost Cosmetics. That's like you're saying, like a skin for the Morgan house, a skin for the
Yeah, that would
Shelton.
be like skins for Morgans, stuff that would change a pre-existing building that isn't changeable, like a barracks getting a change. Or like Spec Ops facility has got it's a big helipad with a helicopter flying on it or whatever. Whatever they
I
want to do.
think
Really, it's
when I
just that.
when I think of that, I feel like I wouldn't want that actually. I wouldn't want skins for buildings or anything. I would rather instead they change how the building looks to what level it is, so you can actually see
Mm.
like in
where
Clash.
I do
yeah,
like
like
that.
like in Clash, yeah. I also would rather instead of them giving us like different building skins, they give us the other buildings from like the other places, from like the frontier,
Oh,
the
100%.
Yeah.
the air, the
I
snow
would love to
area.
have some of the frontier, like I'm gonna call them mansions. They're not mansions. They're
I don't know what they are.
townhomes. But
Yeah.
like stuff like that would be nice. There's a lot of unused content that could be just as easily ported over. Not just as easily, but it exists. Could be
Mhm.
moved over,
Yeah.
and I would appreciate that stuff too. I guess it really depends. What Madrono's really thinking. They obviously haven't told us, where they lie in terms of something like that. But, it would be nice. Options are always nice.
I would be
Alright,
down
so
for
I-
Madrona to drop a skin right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we're dropping the BNAP Young Boar skin.
Not that,
Post the
not
BNAP
that,
Young
not
Boar
that, not
skin
that,
in
not
the
that,
chat.
not that, not that, not that.
Everybody, that's the first skin we
No, no,
get.
no,
no, no, no.
Every
No,
dollar
no, no,
does
no,
not
no, no,
support
no.
BNAP.
Benap, I hope
No,
you
no,
know
no.
I am going. If once we get skins, I'm petitioning so hard for that to be an official skin.
As the one
Yeah.
thing I would not, that would be a nightmare,
No,
honestly. To
That,
me.
that
that
one
could be your
Benap
thing.
Young Boar
You
skin.
You could be
No.
like, sign up with BN using code BNAP. Get yourself the
give
Young
us-
Boar
No.
and 30 days of golden premium for BN.
No, they give us rebel skin. They give us skins right now. I wouldn't say. I would just want recolors of skin. Like if they were gonna drop skins, let's say tomorrow, I would want recolors of skins, and that's it. But also, if you reach max level or max rank on a unit, that should also give you a skin as well. I do think there should be animated skins in the game. But I'm not saying like by tomorrow, but like I would be down
Well,
for that
yeah.
within like a month or so.
Like where the
Again,
grenadier throws
it
like a
boils
water
down
balloon.
to
Yeah.
do they have the dev time and flexibility to do something like that that does not impact general content flow?
What if
That's
what if
the
it's
biggest
not
thing.
what if it's not a skin but a new animation? Yeah, like what Atlas said, like instead of you see a grenade go out, it's actually just a water balloon.
Well, I think that would just be like a skin. Like it would be all
Yeah,
included
it would be
in
a
skin.
skin.
Like you get like
again,
there's like water fight
Are you gonna
skins.
buy like the grenadier throwing a water balloon skin? And
I
he's
would
just
bu-
throwing
I
a
would
water
probably-
balloon. Like,
I would
no.
buy
I'd
that.
probably buy it.
And then the
I'd
next
probably-
month, and then like the next day they drop like him in a bikini. I'm buying that.
Okay. Yeah, it could be you. You could be the grenadier. We can get the Banap grenadier skin.
Okay,
There you
all
go.
right.
Come on,
We just
man. What you
we
mean?
just need Banap face plastered on
No.
random units.
It really,
Oh, I don't
for
want
me at
that.
least,
I would
and
stop
I think for a
playing.
lot of people, it boils down to if this impacts devs time and whatnot. And the other
Yeah.
thing is perceived because again, if you're pumping out, 3 new skins for units and a bunch of profile cosmetics and all this stuff, how does that
But,
go
like,
off to people who are waiting for content?
you think
Like you get
that
all
would
that,
impact?
and that's
Think
it.
it would impact that though? Like you just hire like there's
100%.
so many artists out there that are probably fiending for a job. Like
Yeah. Not only that, but like,
Yes, but
so
you
I
would
don't
you
know
would mostly
exactly
have that in
Madrona's.
house.
I don't know Madrona's like exact workflow with everything, but I imagine there are times where like one small part of the development team is the bottleneck. So like let's say Boris and like James, they're the only two that are working on something and it's probably going to take a month, but all the other developers don't really have anything to do. That would be a good time for them to all collaborate and work on
100%.
skins.
And that happens in a unless you're AAA Mr. Rockstar
Yeah,
over here. I
yeah.
gotta like that. That is in every dev group where it's a balance of workforce. If you
Yeah.
do, if you are making like Santa Claus and he drops artillery airstrikes and he's got like super cool animations, he's got like a victory screen type stuff, something very heavy on one department, you're going to maybe do the next update before, you're not going to have much art that goes into whatever they make. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
very fine balance.
Yeah. Also, another thing that we just haven't talked about, we need more emotes. I will pay for a
Emotes,
laughing
emote packs.
emote.
Yeah, I mean,
I would bet, yeah.
pretty simple.
Add a middle
I-
finger emote. Come on now.
yeah, let's add a guy where he just spits on the ground. He's just
Perfect.
BM emote. Let's add low tier god in there with the lightning behind him. It makes a lightning sound in game too. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
just want something with the same vibe as that the one Clash Royale skin where the king is
The
laughing.
laughing.
Yeah.
Sound
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Sorry,
twerking
Denny. I
pig.
tried to drag it out. I don't know where you're at.
I don't know where Denny's at. He's
This
gone.
is his question. This is him. And we're out to explain a bit. Do you think Madrona has done enough for free-to-play players? Which
Got a bell curve
the
going.
data's right there. It's about 3 stars, 3.25. And I will say I'm a little surprised so many people are voting rather high. 40% is at
Yeah.
4-star or 5-star, which is interesting because I mean,
I
free-to-play
figured
still lack
3
basic stuff.
I figured 3 would be the largest category. I'm just kind of surprised that 4 and 5 are both larger than 2 and 1.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely agree. 3 is probably where most people would be at. I do understand though when some people say 2 or 1 because, like, again, free to plays have 1 hospital, 1 repair bay. Like, how hard is it to really,
Up the limit.
give these people? Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, it's not just that simple, but dog, the regular repair bay and hospital, you put something in there, you put a mortgage on a house, like, and you gotta wait. You gotta wait a long time. Like, it's not cutting into your budget. Believe me, I still think free to play, one of the best things to do is buy an advanced repair bay. Like,
Oh,
I
it's
think
so
it's just
huge.
basic stuff like that, or like abilities costing nanos, like
Mhm.
40
It
nanos.
just feels like a lazy way out.
I would drop the
Yeah.
abilities cost. Like, some abilities, like Trebuchet, Raptor Harness, shouldn't cost
Something so
nanopods.
impactful
in my
on
It should
opinion.
cost a
free-to-play
bunch of like necklaces and powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
yeah.
unused resources that could be a very good use.
Like-
Like,
My Trebuchet should be
Uh,
doing lines so I can learn the Raptor Harness, bro. That's what it should be
Yeah,
doing.
or
Actually, that
like-
would make sense.
something
That
like
little fucking raptor.
it's very lazy to have it cost nanos, and it is kind of cruel as well in a way. Like, imagine you're free to play, you're like, oh yeah, I got my trebs up. Oh, now I have to shell out. I have to buy $5 on this game to get the Raptor shot that I already grinded to the rank to get.
Yeah.
So I'm a little surprised how many people say it is great because, godly, I wouldn't want to be a free to play. God bless Denny.
Yeah, skill issue, honestly.
Really
Yeah, I
a
mean,
skill issue.
godly, there's definitely a fine line between free to play and pay to win, but jeez. We'll move on. This one's also interesting. How would you rate current PvP? It's a 2.8. which
I think that's fair. I mean, like, it's like the most base level functional PvP that
I'll be honest, this was a little higher for the last couple days, and then I don't know where there was a bunch of angry people that came in and voted, and it dropped a pretty good amount. Like this was almost at 3 stars, and people came in and was like, "Ah, they got hate in their blood today." Which, yeah, PvP in its current state is kind of a
it's just
whatever.
it's just PvP. It's like the most basic PvP that we could have.
Well, it's
Yeah.
friendly friend.
Yeah, it's
It's
very,
not really even PvP.
whatever. It's just a testing ground essentially.
Most of the PvP
Aside
is like
from
hosted by
hosting
tournaments. Yeah, hosting tournaments
Yes, exactly.
from different people. So that's
You
called
know, which this kind of tracks, given it, but it is also surprising how many people just flat out dislike it. Like 12% almost just hate PvP, or like another 20% almost 2 stars. Like a lot of people just didn't vibe with it, which
Mhm.
kind of makes sense given how stuff like nomads and frags, ETs, a lot of pertinent units run rampant in there, which again that can get solved with ranked and unit balancing and whatnot, but it does still hamper, first impressions last. And there is people like this guy in chat says, I just don't care about it, not gonna lie, which is true. You ask somebody, hey, you want PvP or you want invasion events that can get you a unit? Tough to argue
I'm
with.
honestly kind of in the same boat. Like I'm kind of just like it's a cool feature. I'm glad that it's in the game, but I'm personally not really
Yeah, I
super
think
into it.
I think the people that are angry are more so angry that they're spending so much time on PvP when they could be
Yeah.
spending the time on PvE. And that kind of goes to
Mhm.
show the poll earlier where over 90% want PvE related content, And that's kind of what this game strived and lived off of. Boss strikes, invasions, events. Oh, the infected are running rampant, And that kind of tracks.
Yeah. Good for that one.
So, yeah, pretty much. Contract. Now, this one. I should have worded this differently. I should have made this, so people be a little unbiased because I'm not gonna lie. A lot of you people came out hardcore, glazing or just hating. And the thing I gotta say is some of your responses, you rate the game a 5 star, and then go in here and be like, SP grinding is the worst thing imaginable. I wouldn't make my worst enemy SP grind the melee frag. Like you would be having major gripes would word in here, but then you rate the game 5 stars. And I do think that's part and due, nostalgia filled. Oh, my favorite game's back, and I'm so happy and stuff like that. Because this was at a lower star for a long time. It was like a 3.3, I think, most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean,
Or-
it kind of can be seen as like, let's say you're a dad or something, and then you're like watching your son do heroin. Like you still love your son, but you wish it was different,
Yeah. And I think the rating's pretty fair, 3.5, right about there. I think it's pretty fair,
Oh, this is my heroin child.
Yeah, There was somebody in here that oh man, I have to find it. Maybe there's somebody on the Reddit. They were like saying like this game is like my love for Christ or something dead or something like crazy.
Oh my
dude.
god.
No, like I swear, like I'll find it later. I'll find it, talk about it because it was crazy.
What the
This
hell?
guy was like, "This is like my love life dead." Like it was just crazy. But I think this tracks because, again, 3.5. I don't think is an aspiring number for a game, especially of this size. 3.5 stars is definitely not a number you aspire to, especially with a
Yeah.
game like this. This is existing customer base, and you're telling me about half of them are okay with the game or not satisfied.
But at the same time, I
Not
also
the
feel like
best.
Battle Nation is still such in an early state. Like I know some people say that even though like Battle Nation is like completely out, some people still consider it still in like the closed beta phase or something. Like it's still
Mhm.
Yeah,
being worked on in the sense. So
Honestly, I think we came out of beta way too soon. I get they had to
I
do
agree.
it for like
Monetary
for
monetization.
is why
monetization,
they had
yeah.
to do it.
which I'm fine with.
Which,
I have no issue with. I'm
we'll
not in
go
a
into.
rush.
Yeah,
So
Well, and they're
yeah,
still
but
taking it down their route of what they want to do. It's not.
yeah,
We're still like we're just getting out of the Z2 era.
yeah,
yeah, and
I think it'd be a while.
you know, we're
Till
still
then.
we're still
Yeah.
going to be in the Z2 area, to be clear. And it does, and this I think it is valid for the people that are unhappy with the game because again, these are people that spend money on the game. You know, people spend money; they want their game to be good, and this will kind of go into some later topics about with the game. But again, I kind of see why there is a good majority of people that just are okay or not too happy with the game because again, if you're a big PvE guy, you're hardcore boss strikes, you love the grind of doing that, pushing for a unit, and you're now faced with the fact that hey, PvP is all that's on the menu for the foreseeable future, kind of puts a damper on things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. That's actually the last one.
So-
Then we just get into responses. Actually.
Yes, now we have responses. For the UI responses, if you want to read out some of the bigger ones, you can. I read all of these, to be clear, and a lot of them, I'm very surprised. A lot of you were like good, mixed, and a lot of hate too. A lot of people had their issues with the font, which fair grape. The font was pretty bad. They changed it recently. I think it's a lot better, to be clear. There was a lot of you that were like didn't like it. It looked dated, and people who were like, "There's nothing wrong with the old one. Why change it?" And I feel there's merit. I mean, how do you guys feel about the UI? First off,
I like
It
it.
looks a little too clean, but it's not. It's fine.
Fine. I like it.
There's
I'm
some
not gonna
things
lie.
like with a boss drop, like if you get a range frag, something I don't know, but I've seen screenshots. Like the
He's like,
words
"Madonna,
go
you
on top of the unit, and it looks a
Yeah.
little scuffed, but
Oh, does
that's an
it?
easy change.
For me personally, and part of this will be nostalgia, this menu is a bit abrasive. If anyone was really old into BN OG, you'll probably find a YouTube video on it. This is very in part of what the early BN SP thing looked like. It was very archaic, very dated. So it's interesting to see that they chose to go back to something so similar like this. If they know they did, I don't know if they did, but to go something like this from what we had, I personally enjoyed the more cleaner, plain and simple kind of thing. And this could probably be cleaned up in there, I'm sure. But this one is kind of a bit abrasive, a bit, I don't know. Thematically, it kind of works, but on the same hand, it is a bit rough, which it can get polished. And that kind of goes into the menus and stuff, too. Whereas, you could see his menu right here where he's got the setting menu where it's, just text in a box.
So like, you guys
Black
don't like
box.
this?
I personally like it.
I think it's fine. I mean, it does the job, obviously,
There-
but
So like the exit game, I don't like that it's just in the menu. I think it should just be like a red box on the left side on like one of those
Yeah.
tabs.
yeah.
Like,
I
I
think
don't
that
know.
is some charm we lost in the old UI where it was a little bit more stylized, where you had, the Madrona box, the Discord box, the exit button box.
And also, I feel
something
like the delete my account button is like way too plain. It needs like some fucking red caution tape over it.
Like a skull on it or something.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's way too plain.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like that type of
that's more of
stuff.
a web thing.
But that's
I
just like
mean,
small things. Like that's not huge.
yeah, like generally I don't think it's bad because this just it needs to be refined. It's plain and simple. It's just what it needs, refined. But
I think they could.
it is. I mean, they cooked, but we could use a little more cooking.
I didn't get
You know?
cooked solely for the fact of kind of noticing the small details around the game already. I do think there are so like you guys can't see it, but where my population gold and nanopods are, I think that definitely needs like a revamp
Oh,
to
yeah.
match the current UI what it is. But like looking at the UI, like I enjoy it. I'm not looking for bright colors out of the fucking UI. The game should be the bright color. That should be catching my attention, not the fucking not the settings UI or
Settings
anything.
menu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even you can talk about, let's say, like if I go, I don't think I have one, but yeah, if you go into like a quick fight, Someone talk so I can deal with this real quick.
Yeah, he fighting these mammoths. He putting the T2 heavies down, some cannoneers. No, but I think the question I'll pose to you is, do you like the UI changes because it's something new, or do you like the UI changes because it's something changed that you wanted changed that was archaic and old?
I had
That's
I had no reason or rhyme for, like, you know, I'm not going up to Madrona and asking like, please change the UI, it needs help. Oh my god. Like, I was fine with the old UI, but I do think this new UI matches what Battle Nations in a new era is. Like, I like this more than the old UI. It's like the text, I can agree. Like, the stuff you got, maybe, like, I could be so nitpicky as a graphic designer person as well. Like, stuff you got, maybe too small. Victory, maybe too small. The gold,
Yeah,
I don't
those are
know.
all stuff that just can be changed. It's not big thing. A lot of a lot of these menus, like, they can be changed to be more refined, but again, it depends. I'm sure later down the road, people are going to want, a classic BN version or something,
And you know what? They can add that in as a skin.
Or just like
Yeah.
a menu toggle. Like you can have the
Yeah,
old.
let's make people pay for something that they objectively
They
could
fucking
find
will.
better,
They will pay. They will pay, bro. I know it.
But yeah, you're going down the road of not great practices.
Yeah.
But generally, I think most people are pretty fine with the UI. They don't care, or they're happy, or some other stuff. There are some. I'm going to read off a couple because some of these people. This guy said, "I feel like they took a paint bucket and slapped some slop on it quickly." Nothing unique, by the way. Which is a bit interesting. This guy's complaining because he, the nostalgia of it. This guy said, "I like them. I know the game needs to changes to survive and grow. I think the UI is pretty well done, but I do miss the old one. The new UI looks good, but it feels out of place with the rest of the menuing, which is fair given how, like you said, the population and gold is still the old stuff and nothing new. But again, that comes with time." And this person said, "Nice and gritty, has a unique vibe to it for being. I like it," which fair. And there are a lot in there that were like complaining how you can't click the OK button and then go to the SP button and click it properly, which is valid. But not a ton else in there. I mean, I read most of them, but
Yeah.
And let's see. We can go to the next one. If you could change one thing about the game, what would it be? You guys could start reading these off if you like.
More
Pick
events.
some of your favorite.
More units that are usable, add naval, SP grind spots, overall SP rework, a better way to grind naval, more PvE focus, more events, more of a focus on boss strike, replayability for some content, would like to have message/quests be part of the actual campaign, bring back old units. I can't see all of them, by the way, so
There's a lot of them in there. There's a lot. I mean, what did this guy say? Nanopod usage rebalance change. Everything that Z2 did as a pay to win cash grabs should be looked at, from buildings to units and how to earn currency.
I
You
do.
can't see it. Look in the Discord and the state of the game form responses, Atlas. You could see them there.
Yeah, see me
Or
there.
I mean, I could add you to the document real quick if you want to, but
Yeah,
you
just
won't
real
see
quick.
you won't see them in there because it's all in a Google Sheet and they're unformatted in there. So
I wonder. I'm curious about this. We know that Madrona is focused on PvP. They're going to be bringing a battle pass. There's going to be a new way of getting obtaining SP and having SP as a resource. But do you think the next thing they would do after that, granted, it will probably, I mean, they might focus on a boss strike. I would think that would be the next thing they do. But with so many people asking for just SP rework or SP boost, you think that has to be like the next focus, especially for PvE? Like, looking at the first graph here, I think it's the first graph, of people asking for more PvE content versus PvP. Granted, this is only 376 responses. I feel like that's kind of like their next move here is to like, okay, PvP, full SP done. We got, like, we gotta focus on on SP rework. You guys feel the same
So
way, or
yes,
Don't
but I
talk at
think
once, guys.
I don't know. I think they need repeatable content because right now a lot of the issue is there's nothing to do. Even if they rework SP, most of the players have already grinded all the units they want up, and we are just at a point where we simply lack content.
but I feel like that is the answer from an end game player. That is like, I believe that is our fault, in my opinion. Like for me,
Yeah, well, I mean, it applies to like the level 20 to 30 gap too.
how
Like I
they
think a
don't have
game mode.
they don't have max rank units. They don't have they
No,
got
but there's just
shit to
that
do.
slog of where you have nothing to do.
The slop of level 20 and 30.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I'll speak on this a bit more. I'll get into depth with it a bit later, but if I was a new player, you are like just brand new to be in, like, hey, buddy, you should try this game out. Or they saw an ad, which they won't, but let's say they did. And I had to grind out like a mini tank to max, and it's gonna take 4 hours, which is not the case, it's longer at that level. I'm not playing. Like straight up. For a mobile game, like not
It's
happening.
asking a lot.
Like I can tell you right now, almost every mobile game has adapted and gone down a routes where they're not going to eat up that much time.
Mhm.
And this
Yeah, we
is on the
need-
computer, and I think it plays way better on the computer, to be fair. But even still, it is pretty egregious with some of these SP things. And
No, we need
yeah, a
like
lot
a
of
game
us
mode
endgame
that's
players are done ranking up whatever, but even still, new and future units like I can imagine a lot of us are burnt out. Like, are you really going to want to rank up the next unit that costs close to 2 million SP? I mean, again, that's going to take you like 14 to like 18 hours straight.
all right, but what if you could get 100,000 SP by playing some game mode for like 30 minutes?
Yes, obviously somebody's going to want to do that, but you still have to consider, what if that's like level 50 on the PvP battle pass, and obviously little Jimmy over here, who's level 20, is getting mogged by a guy with wimps and nomads at
Oh wait,
that level.
oops, sorry.
Like he's not going to get there.
Wait,
Like
apparently
that
there
doesn't
are.
mean his unit should be like, oh hey, you're just gonna have to suck it up and fight Trunks. He's got to be balanced. Like we cannot be having units like take so long to rank up. There has to be more conventional ways.
What do you say, Alice?
Someone said that they just recently joined because they saw an ad.
Mhm.
I was trying to find out if they saw an actual ad or.
I can't imagine they're doing a mass ad campaign. They're probably doing like a targeted ad.
They have
campaign on, like
ads
something like
out.
yeah. I mean,
Mm.
it's
There's ads out
probably
there.
something like they're targeting, like they got Reddit, YouTube. I can't imagine much else outside of that sphere. Like they're not going to be on TV, and they're not going to be like
No, bro,
so
you
widespread.
didn't see the Super Bowl ad?
Yeah.
Bro, that'd be
Super Bowl ad.
crazy.
Morgan's there, got 2 Desert Eagles. They're all gold plated. He's like,
Yeah, bro.
blowing up some raider.
So you did see it.
But yeah, but let's see. Let me get into
So like if you
I
had
got
to
some,
if you had to choose one, then an SP rework as in a rebalance of units, or an SP rework as in we're upping encounters, SP boosts, and a game mode.
Oh, the game
and a
mode
game
side
mode.
every
Okay,
the game
perfect.
mode.
I was like, so do you
Game
want
mode
cake
side.
or do you want cake with a Lamborghini?
Okay.
You
You
know?
want a pile of shit?
Okay,
Yes.
maybe no
Right
game
now.
mode. No game mode then.
Here's what
There's
I'll say.
no game
There's
mode?
2 ways to fix the SP problem. You either lower it across the board, or you make it more accessible.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways that you could fix
There's
it.
a lot of ways you
Yeah.
can handle it, but you have to
I mean,
do it
those are
right.
like
But what
two
do you
main ones.
think is the best way? That like what do you think should be Madrona's
they
next
could kill-
power play?
I think they could kill 2 birds with 1 stone by making a fun way to get SP for any unit you want. Like you get an SP, you play this fucking game mode, or you do this fucking, I don't know, quest line or some bullshit, and you
Mhm.
get
Mode
an
that,
SP
like,
token that's
people
like,
wanna
I don't know,
grind.
10 to 100,000.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that can work. I think it's two-handed because you need SP to come down. Like you can't be giving like 30 SP early game, and then when somebody ranks up their shock trooper and it goes from like 900 to like 3,000, like, oh, you know, like that has
Yeah,
to be
like
done optically and changed and stuff. But I think
I mean, like the SP
100%
tokens would
there
come
needs to
in
be
like
other
varying
ways to get
sizes.
SP that's not so monotonous. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I kind of get tired of killing the Bigfoot strikers and the warriors in there constantly for hours upon hours upon hours to see the bar barely move.
Look, you
Mhm.
say that, but I know you have like 100 hours of doing that, so you must like it.
That is irrelevant, good sir. That was done for not healthy reasons, okay? Me trying to be the first guy to do the wolf pickup truck and doing that in like 2 days, that does not mean I am a sane, normal person.
Well, I think also another part with SP is when you have a unit, let's say like the Mauler or Wimps or something, I really don't think it should be either like no SP goes to that when you're grinding it with another unit. You're using a max level unit with another one. I almost think that none of the XP should go to that maxed out unit.
Yeah,
I agree.
it goes to like an
That was
SP
a
bank or just
actually a couple
nothing.
people recommended that. A couple
It
people have
discourages you
the
from
chance
using
to-
units that you've already grinded so you can grind other units. It's like a catch 22.
Yeah.
This person says, but how does a competitive player have a chance to stand out? Well, you stand out in a lot of different ways, but if you're talking about unit SP ranking, as a competitive player, you are going to rank up more and more options anyways. Like, you're not going to have to be in a position where you're like, do I want to level up the turtle shellers for the chemical attack? Or do I want to work on this unit? You're probably just going to have them both done in the same time that a regular casual player would take to rank up one unit, you know? Like, a competitive player is always going to have an advantage, and it gives them more agency too, because at the same time, I imagine a lot of you are burnt out. A lot of you are like, you know, some people might even dread getting a melee because they're like, I got to do the mega tank all over again, you know? It's like, you can't have it be in a place where to be the best of the best, you have to dump loads of hours into the game on top of nanopods, on top of having, you know, a great guild, on top of cutting out 4 days of the week to do boss strike, on top of this, on top of this, on top of this.
Mhm.
Like, you cannot cater to the 1% in a game and expect the game to ever live. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean ignore the 1%. Believe me, you cannot throw the
Well, here's the
1%
thing,
away and be like, oh, you know, you don't matter. Only new players matter. Absolutely not. But
I
you
mean, like the
can't also do-
1%, we're gonna keep playing the game no matter what. It's the sunken cost fallacy at this point.
You say
Yeah.
that, but I have
No,
read
we-
in this forum there is a good handful of people that be like, I'm a heavy playing player. I was a whale, and I have not played the game except logging in for bosses, and that's it.
And I
I
guarantee you
haven't
the
spent
second
The second
Boss
update
Strike 3
comes,
comes out,
yeah,
the second Boss Strike 3 drops, they're in there.
They're
It's gonna
back.
be
They're
80 hours
they're
in 1
spending
day.
money on
Might.
nanos.
Well, then they're gonna go away after it ends.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it needs
Yeah.
You need
something.
a repetitive.
them
You need a play
sticking
base that's going
around.
to be here. Like, you can't be like a game where it's
But
like I
I-
push the update, y'all play, and then all leave.
I
and
also
then I'll
feel
come back.
like Madrona already got them in their grips, you know? Like there's no point of like they're going to make more updates in the future, no matter what. It's gonna happen. We're gonna see more boss strikes, we're
Yeah.
gonna see more invasions, we're gonna see more
More
new
everything.
features and all that, whatever, yeah. But like for the new players, they have to get them in their grips. I'm already sold, bro. I'm locked in. I make fucking content. Sure, I maybe
Yeah.
jump on here and there for like my ASs, and maybe I do farm every day or at least at 2 hours a day. But like,
Yeah, you're crazy, that's why.
well, yeah. But like, I'm
They
in the
might
grips,
have
bro.
You, but you are one. Let me ask you this: when's the last time you bought nanopods?
Well, that I
Uh,
would say is a different problem.
No,
That's a
no.
different
this,
problem.
This goes hand.
Also,
in hand.
last
This
week.
is part of it.
Last week,
No,
Last
'cause
week.
I bought
how much
nanopods.
did you
no,
buy?
that's a
I
different
bought-
problem, because even if I played every single fucking day since this game came out, 8 hours a day, at a certain point, there's nothing to spend nanos on. Like,
That's
once
true.
you
Yeah, he's
have,
the
like
1%. That's why I'm trying to ask. You know, when did you last buy nanos?
Well, here's the thing. You're asking the worst person
That's
because
foul in the chat, by the way. He
Be-
bought nanos for laurels. That is foul behavior.
no, I did not. I
That
did.
is foul.
You're asking the wrong person this question because I bought $200 worth of nanos because I ran a tournament and I did giveaways. So I do still buy
He's trying to write
nanopods.
it off as a tax
Ooh,
deal. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah. No,
IRS
no
listening?
fucking
IRS,
duh,
are
bro.
you listening?
No fucking duh for my LLC, brother. Yeah, but
No,
like, but at the same time, I get what you're trying to point out, right? You're saying like, oh, when's the next time a 1%er is going to buy nanopods? When Boss Strike comes around. When depending on the it depends if they're a Patreon as well. They're
Yeah,
still
but
automatically paying
they
no
have
matter
to
what.
keep the 1% here. A 1%er. There are many people that are 1%ers in many games. They leave and they don't come back for like months, years until there's some crazy event or something, or they happen to come back. And then, yeah, sure, they might spend, but that proves inconsistent. Like, especially with a game like this, you don't want to have a boss strike and then, oh, yeah, we made $1 million off this boss strike, and then we get no money income consistently for the next 4 months till then.
I mean,
That's
so
not
like
good.
that's just almost a fundamental problem with this game is that what's up, Denny?
He's here.
The
Soccer
nanopods
was here.
spending goes down dramatically once you have like your fucking A string team. Like
Of
there's
course.
nothing left to buy. Once you have like, 50 fucking megas,
Yeah,
you
and
beat the game. And that's
part of
gonna
the
be fixed
issue.
by like skins and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll be fixed by a lot of things, to be clear. Again, the thing is, you gotta keep your players engaged enough to want to spend. I mean, even if you're a 1%er, you're not always a whale, and you're not always somebody who's gonna want to drop money on the game. Like I know there's a lot of people that bought nanos when they were like when the web store opened. They bought like $200-$300, and they haven't bought them since. Like
Wait. Let me ask you something, Doge. When was the last time you bought nanos?
Yeah.
I bought Nano. Well, keep in mind I'm on the Patreon for $5 because $5.
Yeah, me too.
Man, it was
Well,
fun.
we won't include
But
that.
the last time I actually bought nanos was probably when 65 came out.
All right, if you could
Probably,
buy
and I think I only
an
bought like
SD boost for nanos, how
$20.
often do you think you would buy nanos?
Well, obviously I'd buy them a lot. Who wouldn't want to have SP, more SP?
Yeah, see,
You know.
it's but that's just like an easy fix for like the nano problem.
Yeah. But you have to keep somebody engaged to want to spend nanos. Like Denny
that's
is their worst
where-
customer. Like
Yeah,
that is
Well,
bad.
fuck Denny, that's why.
They want.
Yo,
Denny
Denny,
is their
Denny hates
arch
Madrona,
nemesis.
bro. Denny hates Madrona. Holy.
A
Wait,
grand.
Denny, aren't you
I,
subscribed
I
to
still
Patreon though?
pay for my Patreon.
Yeah, he's still
pay
subscribed to the
$5 a
Patreon.
month, guys. Big spender over here.
But fuck. Yeah,
just
yeah.
show
That's
people how
where I
not to
think
I get what you're saying.
the game mode fixes the content problem for
There's
like
yeah,
the majority of people.
yeah, and I think like obviously you are always going to have a pretty steady income from the 1%. I mean, again, look at like this guy, this humanoid guy. He auto pays 300 a month, which is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy. Humanoid, you're goated.
Which is good, and there's always going to be that 1% that does that, but you want to get money from the non-vested players. You want to get money from the person who is level 10 and he sees a cool unit like the zombie hunter and he's like, oh man, this guy rips through zombies. I want that. You want to get them to buy money. If you get a casual spender to buy money, spend $10 here, $5 here, in the long run, that really can add up from just the side from the 1% of this guy who buys $300 a month Patreon and then buys $100 nanos when he feels fun,
No, yeah, $300 a month is crazy. How many random question, humanoid? How many nanos do you just have sitting in your account?
Rad.
Take a guess. Guys probably got like 50K by now.
I was gonna say 40, but
I've seen
50 is
some
probably a
people
good guess.
with 60K.
Yeah,
There's
see
a lot
there.
of people who bought a lot,
Yeah, and that's like a more of a problem with like just Madrona's monetization.
process.
Yeah,
It's
like there's just nothing to spend the nanos on, and that's the only reason I haven't bought nanos, even though for the past like
64K. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
oh my
Guy's
God.
gonna be at 100,000 nanos.
Yeah,
So wait,
I mean,
say,
I
so
thought-
wait,
Man,
wait,
something to
wait,
spend
wait,
on.
Alice, say one more time. Where you were saying about like that's the
Oh.
that's the problem. Say it one more time.
So yeah, so the problem is there's just nothing to spend nanos on. Like if I had something to spend nanos on, I probably would have bought more nanos in the past like 5 months, even though I haven't been playing that much. Like for a while, I was only logging on once every like 2 days, go straight, check my AS. I wasn't even fighting like the naval bosses.
Mhm.
I was literally only looking for the AS.
Low key, I don't fight the Kraken. He can stay away, Twin. Like he's bad.
Fuck the
He's
Kraken.
bad for the mental. When you see your ironclads get eviscerated by a poison because he's like that, it's like, okay, I'm just not gonna fight you. But
Yeah.
again, like this does tie back into the fact of if they progressively dropped nanos and nanopod promos that already exist, even in their bad states, people would have bought them. People would have had something to spend nanos on. People would have been engaged. Again, there's a lot of people, a lot of whales, and a lot of regular people that are waiting for promos and would have done it. I would have bought 100 air jetpacks. There's a lot of people that probably would have bought, 10, 20, 30 of their favorite unit that they have nostalgia about. Oh, I miss the Blood Ninja. I miss the Special Agent. I miss the Bora Bora
The
Hovercraft.
Eagle
Probably
Eye,
nobody.
like,
But,
asking about the what is it,
yeah,
the
like there
samurai.
is
Wandering
so
Samurai.
many. And it's really interesting as to why they haven't, because they really haven't publicly said, because it kind of doesn't make sense if we're honest from a business standpoint. Why
Yeah,
wouldn't
Wait,
you?
what doesn't make sense?
And why they
why they
haven't
aren't
added
giving
any
us
promos,
stuff
even the
to
bad
spend money
ones.
on.
Which keep in mind, 90% of the promo units could be added to the game right now, and they do not change anything, no matter what. Literally 90% of them.
I feel like
The
if,
only,
if
like-
I had to take Madrona's side, the reason why they have, I mean, I'm on the side of like they should drop promos, by the way. But if I had to like think on their brain waves here, it'd be more so again like they would want the promo units to actually be like worth it in the sense to like fit some
Mhm.
sort of niche. But then also like
Yeah.
not just be trash. Like you buy it and then like, oh, I just leveled up to level 66 and now Deadeye is completely fucking useless to me. Or I can't even use Deadeye or the what's the secret hunter, spy hunter? I don't know what the zombie hunter.
Secret Agent.
I mean,
Secret
they
Agent.
could still just release all this stuff and balance it later. Like already, 90% of the units
no.
in the game
Well, here's the thing.
are completely worthless.
Then you run into the same scenario that like Susan saying, "Oh, I bought nomads and now it's going to be nerfed and now I want a refund in that sense." You run into that
Yeah, but-
scenario.
See, that doesn't
Yeah,
make
but
any
this-
sense to me.
No,
Like,
hold on,
does
hold
no
on.
other game change stuff over time?
I agree with
Okay.
you that. I agree with you.
This is
The
a
Clash
little
Royale
backwards
literally
here.
does that every single battle pass. They
Yeah.
release a new Evo and then they nerf it the next time. The next
Yeah,
battle
like-
pass.
Like, why are people wanting to get a refund over like a balance change?
That is true.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
that
It-
is different
a balance
because
change should be completely expected to happen.
Mhm.
balance is
Like,
expected
that's
to
just
happen,
on you
but
that like, oh, I
you've
want a
gotta-
refund.
you've
now that
also
they
gone
nerfed it.
backwards because you're using the Nomad, a unit that needs heavy nerfs. Again, 90% of the promos they were released would need buffs. It is quite literally a win-win because players get content, they get their nostalgia, they get their fix, they get to buy stuff, spend money. Madrona gets money, which who doesn't love money? And the fact is, they're relatively okay, mid, or sometimes niche units that would need changes in the future. People would be more than happy to buy them. Again, Madrona could sell air. You could have BN Air in the game, does nothing. People would buy it. But again, if they release these units, now people would buy them, play with them, have fun, rank them up, do whatever. And then guess what? In, I don't know, 1-2 months, hey, we buffed the Bora Bora Hovercraft. It's not dog water now. People would be happy. And guess what? They might even buy more if it becomes something usable and niche and cool. That's the beauty of it. Bad units or not great units, niche units right now could be sold. People would buy them, more than happy, have something to play with, and then get buffed in the future. People are happy with. The thing people aren't happy with is when you release something horrendously OP and egregious to the game, people buy it even with the sense of, hey, we're going to nerf this. Because now what you do is you put yourself in a predicament where we're going to nerf this unit. People are heavily invested in. And if it becomes super bad, people are going to be fearful of the game. They'll be like, I don't know if I want to buy this unit now because I don't know if it's going to get nerfed.
Yeah.
You cannot be doing that. Plain and simple. Like that's like game balance 101, which some companies seem to not understand, like Helldivers. Kind of a different scenario, but like, it's a lot of it boils down to the same thing. I mean, again, if you release something niche and cool like the Deadeye, and in the future you're like, hey, we're buffing you, and we're gonna have like you're gonna get a new shot that is 100% stun chance and it echoes the damage to allies or to enemies. stunning more people. Like that's a buff. Like it's something positive. Like it's a net positive. It's a win-win. Like nothing comes from it. And guess what? Let's say you overstep the Deadeye, and now he's got indirect, and he's got 500 damage, and he becomes super strong already. Well, guess what? People then it can get toned down, and people aren't nearly going to be as upset with when you release something super egregious. People buy into it, and then you nerf it, even if you mention that, hey, we're gonna nerf it. You know,
Okay, thanks.
and it's just plain and simple. It should have happened already too, because again, like I said earlier, you run into the problem now of the special, or not the special, the Shadow Agent releases where they got a checkerboard attack. Why would you ever buy that from an economical standpoint of a Mauler? The Mauler's not broken. Don't get me wrong. The Mauler's not like, super strong, needs to get gutted. But like, again, why would you buy something like the Shadow Agent released now versus the Mauler?
Mm-hmm.
You can get like 3 Maulers for the same price. Like, what's the point? And that's where, yes, it would still sell and it would still be good to the degree right now to have it now. But that's where something where that unit would probably need to get changed and buffed first versus other units like a Deadeye, something that doesn't fill that role,
Yeah, and I think it'd probably be if they did release everything, it'd be probably best to start balancing once they kind of see how PvP plays out because a lot of units were used in PvP that I would have said probably needed to be buffed before, like the Maverick coming out and being one of the most used units. Kind of surprising.
I mean, it's only used
I think that's
because you
more
have
just because
lack of
unit
units.
bans.
Yeah, yeah. Like
You
once
have a lack
like
of
we get
units.
like a
That's why you
boar,
see some units being
the Maverick
used
will never be
versus
looked at
others.
again.
But I mean,
But
there's a ton
still,
of those.
there's probably a good bit of these promo units that will find a niche in PvP.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, I'm sure there will be. And, there are some promos that can be free. Like, again, in my past changes I've mentioned where we can rework the animal facility. Why is the young boar costing nanos? Why is the adult sandworm not free to play? Like you just make you make a whole facility and it's like, it's useless. Like that
All
is
right,
something
I want to ask you a question, Doge. If you could have add or just 2 things that you think Madrona could do to at least like make the game better right now. Only 2 things. What are they?
2 things realistically or 2
At
things
just if
dreamland.
you could fucking snap your fingers and it would be added tomorrow, what would they be?
Snapping my fingers for one, and we need some sort of active, fun, engaging PvE game mode. Like I've
Okay,
said,
so like
and
a
then
game
this
mode.
boss strike mode, like I've mentioned, where randomized boss strike waves from multiple different boss strikes. The further you go, they always change. Like it opens up on raiders, and then boom, the next one. Now you're fighting silver wolves. So no matter what the comp is, you're gonna have to just adapt and keep going until you die.
Okay, so
Once
some
you
sort of game mode.
Yeah, and then second is either going to be major heavy-handed unit rebalancing or the release of some of these promos. A grand majority of some of these promos released that are just fine for the game. Like again, they exist. We know they exist. We've seen them. They're playable, yet we don't have them. And the wording that we have gotten is we don't have a place or somewhere that we want to release them in a certain way for some certain reason.
I think that's fair though. Like I think they probably have a vision of how they want to release promos. They just haven't. But all right. So
If they have a vision,
but I do
they
think that
could
you're
be
too
transparent and tell us instead of leaving people guessing and upset with the game. And why doesn't this exist? Why doesn't this exist? Like a
No,
little
I
bit of
think the 2 things
transparency
you
goes a
said are
long
good
way.
though. I think that would probably
Yeah,
fix
I'm
a
not
lot.
asking for a ton either. Like the promo unit thing, it quite literally is. I'm not going to say it's easy. Nothing's ever easy when you're doing development or anything like that. But
Yeah.
again, it's something that exists. You're not doing something from scratch. I have seen the Aero Jetpack. I know it exists. I've seen these other promos in action. They exist. They work. They function just fine. Add them to the training facility. Or like I said for the other suggestion, why don't we add the laser gunner to the gunner facility? Why
Yeah.
don't we have the Bigfoot shaman in the Bigfoot camp?
Yeah. All right,
Like,
but not
it's
you.
crazy.
If you were Madrona and you could snap your fingers and add 2 things to make the game as best as possible, what would it be?
He's adding Subway Surfers right now.
I'm adding Subway
Well,
Surfers,
I'm
baby.
actually watching. I'm
He's
watching.
having Ramsey Chase Perkins.
Yeah, hey, go ahead and make that like half the
Crossover coming
screen.
at you.
If I had to add 2 things into Battle Nations, if I snapped my fingers, Madrono would just start working on it. I would say honestly, yeah, game mode. Not to copy King's answer here, but I do think a game
I know,
mode,
I'm that good.
a game mode in general would definitely help out. Just like general replay of the game. I don't know what game mode that would be. I mean, like endless mode has been mentioned. But I also think the second thing I would add is probably a more of a focus to like I don't want to say a base editor layout, but it would be that with more options to customize your own base, your own outposts.
You're
think-
valid for that though.
I do think like being able to cut like I would spend a whole stream, a whole 3 streams maybe of just sitting here customizing bases, customizing my outposts, and then like seeing other people's bases as well. I'll make it full screen for you. There you go. But like I think that adds a lot too, especially towards the PvE players. Again, I do lean more of a focus on PvE. This person sucks at playing Subway Surfers, by the way.
I was gonna say, man, they failed like 40 times in the past 30 seconds.
He's trying his best.
Sucks at Subway Surfer. Holy shit. But like I do think like the focus on PvE more than PvP, I do think should be like the heavy focus. I'm not saying PvP should go away. I think there should be some stuff with PvP. But especially right now, I do think most people are going to be asking, especially new players, are going to be asking for more PvE options anyways.
Yeah.
And you can see
Right.
by the data, this isn't just us saying it because, that's what we personally want, which some of us do. Again, a grand majority
So
prefer that. And this is a pretty good sample size, to be clear, of active players. This is a pretty good sample
Yeah.
size.
So, Banap, your 2
something
things
not-
were some sort of game mode and base builder.
I don't want to say just base builder, but
Baseball.
Well, you got to pick 2 things.
well, yeah, I guess base builder. I guess I don't know what's the best way to
Okay.
categorize it, but more focus on PVE customization. Let's say that, like outpost
Okay,
customization.
Player
customization.
diversity. There's your wording.
Okay. All right, Denny, what 2 things would you add if you were Madrona with a magic stick?
He's like,
I don't want to copy the other guys, so I'll say
I
something.
think everyone's gonna say the
yeah,
Yeah.
like the game of
I think for my
I like
first one, more social options. So like being able to
Mm.
visit anyone's base just from searching their name, seeing like a
Ooh.
profile, so you can see like basic statistics. Like in Clash, you can see someone's profile. You see all their
Mhm.
research troops, all their like statistics about how many battles they won, all that. Like that could be interesting. And then also having like an in-game chat finally. I don't know if
Okay,
we'll have a
yeah.
global one, but like at least an in-game guild and like direct messaging.
Global never works
Yeah.
good for any game.
Yeah,
I
global
mean,
chat's gonna
Warframe
be
has,
great,
Warframe has
man.
global chat, you know?
Clash of Clans
Yeah,
had it at one
Hey, the
point.
Warframe community
Dude,
is
Clash
nice.
global chat was so good. Like you'd meet.
It was.
You would meet.
Oh, yeah. It's so
You would
good
meet
because
great
you
people,
immediately
and then
know when
you would
somebody's
also
gonna
get
say something
groomed.
crazy. You immediately know. They enter the chat, they say one word, you're like, okay, this is gonna go great after one sentence.
Dude. The
All I
people you
remember
meet
from-
and like never see again. It's crazy.
All I remember from Clash Global Chat was free gyms every other sentence.
Yep. I remember
that
that.
or racism. So like, pick your poison.
Dude. No, I used to
Right.
post my clan advertisements in global.
Okay.
Well,
Alright,
anyways,
so Denny, oh,
the
sorry.
other one, just stuff to get people playing the game every day. So things like
Yeah.
daily and weekly challenges.
Okay.
And they could be as simple as like kill 30 raptors or something. And you get like 2 nanopods or 5 bars or whatever. Just something small to get people logging in every day, putting in a couple minutes or maybe an hour or so. Or also maybe things like login rewards. You know, maybe you just get a few resources every day, and then at the end of the week you get, like 10 nanopods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that.
Just to get people logging in every day, and maybe like one day they'll decide, since they're already getting on the game, maybe they'll put like an hour into grind some random thing, and then just get people playing every day. Because a lot of people are just logging in, checking for bosses, and immediately dipping.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
That is
literally
true.
me. All right.
Yeah.
So
Murph?
Murph,
Let me guess
Um,
first. Michelle Obama?
yeah, add an aircraft carrier. No, I think
Yes.
I do like the idea of adding a new game mode, but I feel like that wouldn't be really asked for as much if we had just like a full overhaul to naval and to make it an actual like enticing side game mode that feels finished, feels unique, is very engaging.
yeah,
And then on top of that, kind of going with what Denise said, having some daily, weekly, monthly challenges to go with that would be really cool. And this is kind of like an additional half thing, but inside of daily, weekly challenges, having some sort of way to get SP, like a voucher or like a ticket from that,
Okay.
as well as various resources and nanopods would be awesome.
yeah.
Agree.
Wait, I wanted you to expand. What was the first one that you said? Sorry, I'm kind of distracted with the Subway Surfer, but I wanted you to. Oh,
Okay.
naval. So wait, how
Yeah,
would you
full
fix,
naval overhaul.
what's your idea to like fix naval or make it more engaging? Do you have any?
Well, I think one way that it could be different is it could use procedurally generated uh enemy layouts, so they're different every time, and with that expand how many different units that they use, and just in general like add more units to the enemy formations and to our dry dock as well. I think that would be really cool. Another way is having it expand more so in a way where instead of it only being above water, it can be underwater. And then with that, you can have a boss fight
Ooh.
against a giant tactical submarine,
And then
nuclear
you have to
submarine.
use submarines and like groupers.
Yeah, like submarines,
Yeah.
fish, and all
Make some
that.
more tactics in BN.
And then along with that, you could have even a side mode to that where you're in a grotto and you have like Navy diving troopers or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're fighting like giant cave monsters.
You have
That sounds
Michelle
dumb,
Obama.
but if they do it well, it'd be cool. Yeah, you're fighting Michelle Obama in a onesie.
Fish people.
Right. Well,
Also, I
guess-
want to just add on to a naval rework. Like they should make the sovereign navy have its own actual ground units instead of just reusing ours.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like you have like
that's
Marines.
fair.
Yeah.
Because they're supposed to be from like a whole other continent, but then they pull up with the same exact stuff you have.
I want to say in the lore they like kind of teamed up with the rebels. I don't know because I never paid attention to the story that much, but I want to say they were like using the rebels as mercenaries or vice versa.
Oh yeah.
It's
Another
fine to
thing
use
is
their
that
units. Sorry, go for it.
this was something that I said in the giant paragraph that I wrote. I think every single boss in the game should have 2 drops. Have the dreadnought have the ironclad, and then it also drops a super
wooden
like a
clad?
way like a buffed buoy or something, and then Kraken can
Super
drop
buoy.
like a juvenile Kraken head or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
something like a
really
board
trying to
white
keep the
set.
tension up with this one, huh?
Alice?
Yeah.
Oh, so I think everyone said the game mode, and I'm gonna say it, but I'm also gonna say I think we should have a repeatable game mode that gives you SP tokens as rewards. That way, SP grinding is more fun because that's what we all do now, anyways. It's just SP grind if we're playing. I'd rather that just be more enjoyable now. And then if I was Madrona, I would also want to implement something to spend nanopods on. So whether it's like SP boosts or units, I would try to implement something to get monetization like flowing a bit more steady instead of this inconsistent, burst we have around boss strike.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to expand a bit on that endless boss strike mode a little bit, just so people can get an idea. Imagine you got that where, I mean, I've talked about it before, but again, just random boss strike waves, and they will, I mean, progressively, it doesn't even have to get harder because it's random. And again, you will lose everything. The goal is for you to lose everything, and at the end you get some rewards and maybe a rare drop. And it promotes the economy. The economy is a sluggish mess in the game right now. You don't heal things, you don't repair things unless you just fought a boss. Rarely
Yeah.
ever. At least with something like this, you're getting SP, you're getting loot, and you're doing fun. And again, imagine this. Imagine you're doing this and you get a random low percentage at a boss strike reward. Imagine you're doing this and you get like a Thundercloud F10 and you just randomly as a drop from just doing it. You got to wave 13 and you got his drop and you've burned everything. You know how cool that'd be? That'd be awesome. I mean, again, a random boss drop like that. And guess what? That takes FOMO out of the game too, Madrona. You don't have to worry about, oh, I wasn't for boss strike 1. I'm never gonna get this again. Well, maybe you play this game mode, which will then promote the economy, which will then promote people getting advanced repair bays and what have you, and you might get it randomly as a nice little chance. Like, and you can't really be unhappy with that. I mean, again, imagine you get a I don't know, it's another boss strike unit. You get the Z2 bomber, man. You get the Z2 bomber
God.
randomly. You kill your wave 10, you get
I'm gonna be
that.
pissed. If I get
So
that
I look
shitty ass
in the
bomber,
road.
I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's a bad example, but you know what I mean. You get something like that, or imagine this. Imagine you get like a
A young boar.
the Silverwolf Chinook. I'd be happy to have another one randomly.
I would
I'd
be
be
down
real
for
happy.
another
I
one.
don't
Yeah.
like
I'd
honestly.
be down for another, but
I
I
would
don't
be
know if like
playing.
an endless, like receiving it through an endless ball strike game mode.
Yeah, but it's a
that's
chance.
available.
Yeah, but you got to
but
remember.
Yeah, and you
You're
burn
talking
through
about
like hundreds of units or something
and
to get one.
resources.
yeah,
Like,
it would have
and
to be
again,
like a slight
it would
chance
be
every like
tiered.
10 waves. I don't
It
know.
would be tiered, so it'd be like every 5 or 10 waves, the tier pool will increase. So like tier 3 is for only the early levels. Like again, if you're gonna throw wimps and stuff at this, you're probably not gonna have a good chance to get anything. And if you do, it's something from the tier 3 pool. And it progressively goes up. Like sure, if you make it to like wave, I don't know, 15 or 20, and you get a snake, that's fine. I mean, who really cares? And before you people from the boss strike saying, "Oh, it's degrading the value of the boss strike," it's been months since we would have had that boss strike, and B, it is a single snake from a random chance of like over 40 units, and they randomly got that, and they got 1. It's not changing anything. But to that player, it would. Maybe that's a newer player that wasn't there for that. Maybe that's an older player that has 2. And if they had a third one, they could really fight and do AS much easier.
Yeah.
I mean,
I-
it's not really a negative.
I think adding a little bit onto that, like if they want the people that complain about like, oh, my thing is devalued, I think what they could do is just give us like decorations for our boss strike placement,
Yeah.
just so that way
that
those
can
people
always
can
be the
still
case.
flex.
But again, they'll almost certainly have that boss unit for months, if not longer, beforehand, anyways. And this person's getting 1. Yeah, sure. Over time, that person might get super lucky and end up with 3. But again, you would have had it for a year or more at that point, ranked already at that point. I mean, just an idea. But even still, even if you don't include the boss units, still good. Still a good mode. Anyone have anything else interesting to talk about before I go on to some less desirable topics?
Bring back creator codes or introduce creator codes altogether.
I was like, they had them?
Use creator
No,
code
no.
BNAP Young Boar at Madrona.com to get a
Hey,
random
hey, hey.
percent off of your nano purchase with the rare chance at a free golden young boar.
Trying to find Benap's lobby right now.
Use my
I got
creator
off, I
code, you
got
just
off.
won't be allowed to purchase
Oh.
nanos.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, King, you might not fit into this, but you could speak on it from an outside perspective, I guess. I do feel like this might sound a bit more selfish in the sense of this is not pertaining to a lot of other players, but more focus on helping out the creators in the sense.
Creator codes.
I mean, creator codes would be nice, definitely, sure, but also like, I don't know, I think Atlas said this in a before stream or maybe just off stream, and I agree with Atlas. I think creator chat is useless. I think the creator chat is
Yeah.
kind of fuck all useless.
I'm gonna pretense with this because I'm gonna try and be a little fast so we don't have a nice 4-hour long stream,
Mhm.
and I might come off a little negative, to put it lightly. A lot of shit needs to get changed, and you need to start referring to the community or having actual change. Like for the creators, I mean, what's going on there? You don't tell them anything anymore. Like after what is it? To leaked all that stuff. Like, let's be
Right.
honest. Why
It
bother
did kind
to-
of sour the chungus.
yeah,
think so.
and even still, you need to utilize your creators more.
I want to say this.
mean-
I want to say this before anything. I'm not saying the creator channel is useless because Madrona doesn't use it right. I think it goes both ways. I think Madrona doesn't use it right, but also we don't use it right as well. It is purely.
Denise cat pictures.
And I mean that I'm fine with actually. That's like whatever. That's kind of
Dude,
funny.
I
That's
only do
mean.
that because no one posts anything.
Yeah, no one posts anything. But it's like constantly like I don't want to leak creator chat, but for the majority of what creator chat is, it is us creators asking like, when's the next update? What's happening? What is the next update?
So like a personal DM with the
It's
devs, essentially.
basically like a personal DM. And I again, I think there's a lot of different ways we can take it or how it could be used. I think maybe if the devs are more open to being like in videos or I don't know. I do think we just need better questions. That's
There
just
should
it.
be
As
more
in we as in
community.
creators. I guess more community. I don't know. I just feel like the current state of the creator chat and the trade-off between devs and us and the communication, it could just be now like just in DMs at that point.
Yeah.
But I'm also saying in the longevity of supporting creators, I'm not saying like I'm quitting making content anytime soon. I'm still gonna make content no matter what. I love Battle Nations. They have me in their groups no matter no matter what they end up doing. I'm gonna make some video on it. But I don't know. I like Murph said or I don't know who said it. The whole TO thing, and I do think that is where we saw the decline of us being able to share it or even hype it up in the sense like use us to hype up a lot of the future updates. If PvP ranks coming out, let the creators add it first, and then we can stream it, and then that would make more engagement to bring it to us to our channels, but then also kind of get some ideas for the devs in the sense of using us as like a focus group. Am I wrong in that? I feel like
Have some more interaction between the devs and streamers. Utilize you more instead of just existing. to
Madrona,
exist.
use me.
I think too. The threshold of becoming someone who's in creator chat needs to be refined. I think it is a bit more refined than it was before, but I almost think that I think we could get to that point, it would just require NDAs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
NDAs probably
In
a
that
bit much.
case, like it's not something that can be used maliciously. Someone who just posts a video of them killing the AS with like only troopers, like that doesn't count. You are
need to
making
have a
content on the game, and that is greatly
is what you're
appreciated. But
saying.
like you're not putting effort in the same way that a couple of us do.
I think you should just have to get partnered with YouTube, at least like the first tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Like, what is it,
sense. I mean, there
500
needs to be a
subs?
standard. You can't have no offense to anybody if this pertains to you, but if it does, do a bit more. You can't have slop created. You
Exactly.
can't be like, yeah, I just made an AS video, guys. Like my video. I got 20 subscribers. Mr. Alex, can you add me to the creator program?
Can I
please?"
leak
would
the
like
whole
that.
boss strike reward to my guild, please?
Yeah, I mean, that needs to be done on, and this goes into a bigger topic where the community, you need to do more with the community. Like, the announcement thing that you have in there that you've done, what is it, Imperial Broadcast, is like nice and dandy, even though it's kind of like one text box with vague and not informative stuff most of the time. And then you will also, in the same vein, start talking about actual up and coming stuff and interesting things you're working on in other chats randomly. Like, put that in that channel. Put that in there. It needs to be somewhere palatable and readable. Like, it makes no sense. Like, very backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And whatchamacallit, I will give. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Frankly, you need to do more. And we'll go into the other topic is the community. It needs some serious work in the main chord too. Like, if you don't get on that, it's gonna become more of what it is right now. Like, look at suggestions. Half the suggestions slop. I mean, let's be honest. We need to clean that up. I don't want to keep looking in there and seeing some random post about some random thing that doesn't pertain to the game, and the guy's like talking about whatever. Like, there
Honestly,
needs to be some change.
I'm honestly fine with the suggestions. I mean, when I did it on stream to see like a lot of the conversation, I do think there is more conversation happening in suggestions than there is in like donor general or even general. I think of it as more of like even the bad ideas have conversation going, and it's fine to have those bad ideas. Some of them will just get absolutely memed. I mean, to bring up a bad idea, I mean, or even trolling in the sense, headless saying everyone should get 100 gold, or
Yeah.
removing the Rigidity Dig just because he just doesn't like the Rigidity Dig. That's it. Like that's just
Still
like
VNAP idea was
that's
pretty good.
that was a good one. But like I'm fine with how suggestions is. I do agree that maybe there should be more with community in the sense of like maybe I don't know actually. I don't, now I'm
More
thinking
anything. We
I,
need more transparency. We need
yeah.
more, you know, more everything, frankly. And it's like, if you don't have the capacity to do that necessarily, hire somebody that will, or do something with that. There's always room to improve, and no matter what you do in life, no matter what, you could always improve. If you're not improving, then what are you doing? You're going stagnant, and you can't have it in a game like this. And I'll go into another topic too. The fact is, like, utilize the people that are there that want to help you more. Like, seriously, like, there is people out there that want to help you, want to help you get better. We have good ideas. I mean, again, with the creators, they make great ideas. They're out here trying to do better for the game, and they're not given the tools to do that. Frankly, I mean, let's be honest here. If you don't utilize your creators, what are they going to do? Eventually, they're not going to want to keep creating. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. It's how it is, you know. If you don't utilize what you have, there might not be there to be utilized in the first place. And you got other stuff like you have, you know, other people that make good suggestions, even in the suggestions channel. Like, there'll be like, I'm trying to think of what the one I was thinking about, like a quality of life cancel button or stuff like that. Like, you should respond to that, or you should get somebody that would. Like, please, you got to put a little more in. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the vagueness
Yeah.
and the behind closed doors and the mysteriousness. Don't do that. Get community people. Get a community manager.
For example, like War Thunder, they have like a suggestion thing for like adding new vehicles or whatever, and you'll see just like a community management response just saying, "Oh, this suggestion has been passed to the devs for consideration."
Yeah,
And I think
something
just
like that.
something simple like that, even if that feature never comes out for years, just that little bit of like acknowledgement that like you're listening to the community, that can go
Yeah,
a long way.
and
But like we
I
don't
could.
get any. We rarely ever see acknowledgement. I think that's leading to a lot of people feeling frustrated that like, hey, the devs don't even listen to us.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be a little frank here, so it might come off negative. I don't mean it that way. I mean, I kind of do, but you must not have a community manager, or I mean, you must not, frankly, because nobody ever actively actually talks or communicates about community, or really much of anything in that support besides Alex or Andrew randomly coming in talking about some change. They'll be in there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and that's it. Like, and you're never in VC either. It's not like, you go on into a VC randomly and just see what people have to say. Do this stuff.
I'll be
And there's-
honest, I don't think they should join VC, bro. They get
No,
bombed.
you
with
should have a
like-
community guy who does that though. Like, let's not sugarcoat it.
Wait,
If
why
you
don't
had a
you
have,
community
have me
guy-
join our guild VC one time.
No.
Oh God,
If
no.
you had a community guy doing something, people would be more inclined to do that. And you have other stuff where it's something like this forum. This is pretty textbook community forum. And you should have done this, frankly. It's very disheartening that the players like me had to do this for you. This is something very textbook community that you would do. And guess what? You could have took all this data and have it, and you could have said, we're taking it all into consideration. And you could have never talked about it, never done anything, never even looked at it for that matter, or used it. And the players
just
would have
a
been
lie.
happier, and they would have been like, wow, they're really acknowledging us and they care. And you could have not used any of it, and they would have been happy that you did it in the first place. Like, it's just something like that. Like, very core issues. And to wrap it up, because I don't want it to take much longer. We've been here a while.
Chilling.
I will give you all this information too. Like, I got no problem. I will give you all this data after this if you are so inclined and so interested, But you got to do a bit more. Like, sad to say. Like, if I had more time, I'd probably go into more detailed topics, even though if you refer to the last stream that I did, most of them are still the same. Still, you got a bit better on some stuff, though. Early game, I got to give you credit. You've been doing good. You've been doing a bit more. But again, it's that. And the other fact is we've been 4 months without, really much of a substance for an update or transparency. So, I don't know.
I think in the grand scheme of things, it's a lot of us, especially the 1%ers. I would say everyone here is kind of a 1%er that's talking on this stream. We just want more. We want more because we like the game. We love the game. We love playing. We want to see it. We care. That's just it. At the end of the day, I think we all understand Madrona has a lot of work. A lot of work to do. Because they're working on a game that did so well. It was the hit mobile game back then in 2011, fighting Clash of Clans when it first came out, or
Fighting Giants,
yeah, like Candy Crush and everything. Even though it lost to it,
It lost.
It lost to
We
it.
lost.
So again, as much as we are voicing our opinions, and some are negative, some positive towards Madrona. We hope that it doesn't. It's not like, oh, Madrona now hates us because we're out talking like
we
this.
have no
and
ill
everything.
will for you.
Yeah.
We only do this to care about the game, and
We want the best.
Right. Yeah, and
We want the best
I'm
for
gonna
it.
be honest here. I'm gonna be a little blunt. If you don't start this stuff now, which to be clear, you should have already done it a while back, it's only gonna get worse. I mean, it really will.
You better
Just how it
do
is.
something.
You better do
Well, I mean,
something.
again, you're in this state where you're in a lull of low new players. Again, you need to nurture what you have so it can blossom into something better.
But yeah, there you go.
You know,
There you go, guys. There you go.
it's cut and dry. I mean, please reach out. I will give you all this data. I will do anything you need to help make this a better game, because I want it to be a better game.
King is on
and
his
simple.
knees, mouth wide open.
Okay, I am not doing that.
Tongue
I'm
straight
not
out.
doing
Tongue
that.
straight
Do not
out.
ask me. for
Eyes
doing that,
crossed.
But
Mhm.
again, please, I mean, we're here. We want to help you. I mean, again, I am more than willing. There's plenty of people more than willing. I know for sure. Come on. Let's lock in.
Guys, with that being said, we do have to begin ending stream. But before you guys all leave, and I fuck shouting out my own channel, guys, go follow Denis. If you want free-to-play content, Denis is the man to go. If you want unit reviews, Atlas is a perfect person. If you want suggestions, ideas, evolutions of units, go to Murph. All of us have different types of content. All of us specialize in different areas. Go subscribe to them. They have fantastic content. King, you don't have a channel, but you know, go friend King on Discord.
Okay. But, like,
Yeah, go send furry
Yeah.
pictures to him.
Yeah,
please.
he
I'd be
loves.
I'd be more than willing to help you. I got
Battle
it.
Nations
Come on.
Rule 34.
Yeah. King works on
All
that.
right.
That is not the case. Well, let's take that back. That is not the case.
He's actually working on a big one right now. So
Zoe body pillow.
yeah, Zoe
Yeah,
body
okay.
pillow. But yeah, with that being said, guys, I hope you guys like this stream. It's been fantastic. Again, this is no hate towards Madrona, even though yes, we are throwing in some negative
We love you.
little notes here. We
We're
love
just
you.
being honest. 'cause we
Exactly.
care about you.
Exactly. We just want the best for the game, and hopefully we see it back at the top of the leaderboards. I don't know if Clash of Clans is like #1 still, or Clash Royale or something, but whatever
It's
game's
not.
up there.
It's flop.
I don't fucking know. But we want to see it up there. That's what we want. Anyways, guys, like the stream, subscribe, all that stuff. King, do you have any last things to say?
No, I mean, again, we're here.
Atlas?
Nope.
There we go. Murph?
White Castle Michelle meet.
There you go. Okay.
White Castle's not good right now. Look, I'm about to get some White Castle.
All right, and Denise muted, but he probably something like Subway, I think. I don't know, something like that.
Shop at Costco.
Yeah, shop at Costco
Eat
or
fresh.
something.
He works there.
But yeah, guys, it's been fantastic. Thank you guys for coming along, being for the stream. It's a little bit longer. I will be live tomorrow, I believe, for a Jeopardy stream at a PSC. So if you guys want some Jeopardy content, little fun guild stuff, that'll be around, I think, 3 p.m. CST tomorrow. So yeah. If you find the forum link, it's probably gonna be like meaningless now. If you want to fill it out, go for it. I don't know if King locked it, but yeah.
I'm gonna lock it. So
Oh, never mind.
if you want, the data will be in there, but it's really only gonna be pertinent if Madrona wants it or not. Up to them.
Yep. All right. Bye. Yep. See you later, guys. Bye bye. Get out of here.